still saying the live chat's not available. But we're streaming now, so let's see. Pop out chat. Not available. Sorry, live chat is currently unavailable. So we're not going to be able to. Another thing that could go wrong today. Okay. Alright, live chat's working. B-Lee, or B-Dash is the first one in. Alright, I'm going to email the live chat to Reggie real quick. Let me send this to him. Live chat. There's going to be YouTubers that said this wasn't going to ever happen. So they're going to have to go offline for 2 weeks. Okay.
It's not working.
Did you get the email?
Yeah, it's not
the
working.
second email, not the first one.
Okay.
Yeah, I would have sent it like 40 seconds ago. Let me see.
Okay, let me check.
Let me see what I called it. So the second email is called live chat. The first email is called breaking.
Okay. I think I'm up there.
Okay, so when you see the live chat one, then you'll see. But the chat's going crazy.
Okay.
Okay. It's 400 people on right now.
Okay, cool.
So when you get that up, just we'll get into it.
What up, our first family? Okay. Well, I'm sure y'all already seeing the breaking news for today. We just wanted to come online to confirm it. The things that y'all saying are true. I guess I don't have to refrain from being on YouTube for 2 weeks, huh?
Yeah.
I wonder if y'all gonna hold the other people accountable that took my bet or took my challenge. I bet y'all won't. Y'all still go over there and view them and say Reggie don't know what he's talking about. Reggie's a liar. Reggie this, Reggie that. Okay.
Clickbait. Yeah, it's all clickbait. Nothing's gonna happen.
Yeah. Clickbait, all that. Okay. All of y'all pro-black, power to the people and all of that. Oh, you try to get another black man in jail. Okay, I always told y'all murderers, rapists, women beaters, yeah, child molesters, throw them away, lock up the key, hide the key. But I'm just trying to tell y'all, yeah, I don't know what to say, you know. Hey, man, gotta go face judgment day, you know, man-made law. Gotta face that, and it's a way that he can get out of it with God. Only thing you gotta do is repent. Go ahead and repent. Get on your knees and be sincere when you repent. But, hold on one second. Damn.
Okay, go ahead. But we got the news that this was going to happen today, a few hours ago. So we were going to wait until it was out there in a press release. But
so anyway,
go ahead.
I'm sorry, y'all. I thought that was an important call. My dad was calling because he done heard it. So, I don't know. I'm glad that it's getting justice. I mean, I know the naysayers now to say, oh, well, it's an indictment. But trust me, what the naysayers not telling y'all that a DA would not risk the chance of doing that if he doesn't think he has a strong enough case.
Yeah.
He would have just let it go by the wayside. You know, you got the carpet head dude over there talking about, oh, the detective resigned. Oh, ain't nothing happening. Okay. Keep telling y'all listen to these people that's out here that's clickbaiting y'all. If y'all want the truth, y'all come to Bone first. If y'all want to be entertained, then y'all go to other channels.
Mm-hmm.
I try to throw a little entertainment in here and there, just because I know that's what I have to do to keep some of y'all there. But I'm really just trying to speak from my heart and tell y'all the truth. I've been telling y'all for the longest. I gave this man hints. I told them to take his ass over there with Russell Simmons, right? I've been telling other YouTubers, hey, y'all better watch out. Doing interviews with them, they're gonna come and subpoena all y'all stuff. That shit happens. Let me just clear up something right quick, because I know we did a video and we got a video running with Vlad. Shout out Vlad, appreciate you. I appreciate Orthodox champions. But two people other than John, because John let me preach and talk all of this daily. But so the top of the list is John. But two other people that I give credit to, even though I let Vlad, not I, John's channel, but me and John promoted because he know he runs stuff by me. We let Vlad take the victory dance on our channel. Vlad channel, and the reason why I did that and agree with Vlad on that is because his channel is the one that brought exposure on when you have 5 million, almost 6 million subs. We only have 100,000, and we glad about ours.
Yeah.
But here, this man has 6 million subs. So that's a lot of people. Most TV shows don't get 6 million people to view their shows and you know, and then subscribe to their channel.
Yeah.
So my point is, Vlad's channel is the one that brought a lot of exposure to white world. I'll say it. Older white men. People that's like DAs and stuff like that. So that's why we let Vlad take the victory dance on because of the recent exposure. Because if his channel wouldn't have did that, trust me, it would have been like 2012, 2008, 2009, 2013, when Greg Kadings and Michael Dorsey, but mainly Greg Kadings and his task force, they the ones that solved this case. But Vlad exposure, John exposure with me, and Art channel and people like that help bring it to justice. And so that's why Vlad was able to get away with saying what he said on this channel. Yeah. And I agree, and I second that motion. But Michael Dorsey and Greg Kadings, work that they did with Murder Rap, going against the Greg Kadings, going against his fellow co-workers and all of that is the reason that today is happening. Now, I'm not one to say, because of technicalities, that this may be a conviction in a court of law. I'm not going to go on record saying that like I've been saying. I believe the DA believes that because they wouldn't have filed it if it wouldn't have happened. All I'm taking a victory dance for, if that's what I'm doing or whatever, and y'all know I'm in a motherfucker, I barely can walk because of COVID. So I can't dance, I'm lying. But my thing is, the only reason that I'm up here talking about it is not because I'm glad to see another black man going to jail or anything like that for something that happened 26, 27 years ago, that he might have got on his, he could have got on his knees and repented for. It's because he kept clowning from it.
Yeah.
He kept bragging about it after the fact. That's why I went so hard on Keefe. And so that's my beef on that. For all you pro-black people and all of that, okay, whatever, power to you. But, okay. I know the thing is you up next and all of that, or whatever, okay.
No, they're actually saying in the live chat, like, oh, Teresa Swan should be next. But what they don't realize is when these people have agreements and they talk outside of the agreement, that's what opens them up for conviction with Keefe.
Exactly.
Teresa Swan has never spoken outside of that agreement, ever.
No, and never disrespected it, or talked or anything like that, or know that it's true or whatever.
Right.
But we're not here to bring that up or bring attention to that, because that's what you motherfuckers want to do. I did my job of knowing Tupac. I could give a crap about the Biggie investigation.
Yeah.
I knew Tupac Shakur. I was ultimately ultimately responsible for his security and safety and all of that. And that's why I did what I felt I should have done 27 years ago. And if you really know anything about me, I've been preaching this since the Bible article in 1997. Y'all just didn't want to believe it. Other people just didn't want to believe it. But I told y'all what happened in 1997, that it was behind the incident in the Vegas hotel. But whatever. You East Coast people, you Biggie fans and all that, y'all go do what y'all got to do. Y'all be smart enough like the Red to bring a nigga out and make him talk and keep talking and get comfortable on talking. Y'all do that. Then y'all can do y'all victory dance. But I don't believe those people are that stupid to be like that. So that's all I got to say.
How long ago, Reggie, did you predict this? How long ago did you start?
I predict that the activity
you reported that the activity had picked up
about probably a year and a half ago now.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay.
And they were back reinvestigating it.
Yeah.
But ever since I came online, I've been defending myself and Suge Knight against the murder of
Tupac. Yeah.
I have always told you guys, I can give a F about the investigation of Biggie, right? No disrespect to Biggie. I told y'all, once I heard his mama talking all of that, I kind of see Biggie in a different light.
And it's the same thing, like, you don't like Gene speaking on the Biggie or Tupac investigation because he had nothing to do with it, but you don't speak really on the Biggie investigation because you don't know all the info on that.
I don't know the information.
Correct.
I just tell what I believe where he's mistaken at.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to bring up on it. I'm not going to bring attention. I'm not going to be one that say, okay, now the Tupac thing is done and over with.
Now we await trial.
Yeah. Now we're going to, now we're going to do Biggie. I'm not going to do that. That's not my fight. That's their fight. And that's all I've been asking people that's on that side of the coin to do. Take on your fight. Stay out of L.A., Compton. Business. Y'all don't know that business. That's all I've been asking. Stay out of our business. But other people for some reason want to, insert their beliefs and opinions into the matter for whatever reason.
Let's try to get views,
For views, and I tell y'all, that's y'all fault. If y'all go over there and listen to them and give them views, if y'all don't give them views, they won't be able to get these platforms.
Yeah.
If views go down, they won't entertain you. Your platforms will move on to somebody else.
Yeah. For people just tuning in, Keefe was indicted today for the murder of Tupac.
And there's been reported that he's already in custody. I have gotten about 6 to 7 phone calls from reliable people that he has even said he's in custody already. I'm 100% sure know he's been indicted. 98.9% sure know that he's in custody already.
Yeah.
Not 100, but 98.9. Because people that I know that they went to the house and picked him up. So yeah, that's what's going on. Y'all can go in here and start hearing all the people, but I'm telling y'all, all of the clowns, Carpet Head,
Choke, snitch,
Choke, Snitch, Joe, all of them. You remember? I'll take your bet, Reg. I'll take your bet, Jeannie Deal. I'll give you $100,000 if you pass the lie detector on. Why would y'all continue to give them credibility? Yeah. Why would y'all? And I have mentioned the Art the Dialogue channel as well, and so his exposure as well. Art's my friend. I mean, I call very few friends. Vlad, I call a associate of it. I call Art a friend. John's a brother. Jay's a brother. That's how I look at things. So I'm saying that to say that Art is close. Gavel's a friend. I have disagreements with Gavel content, but he's a friend. He's a good person. AG from AGTV, he's a friend. I have plenty of other channels that have been covering these subjects that are friends. Matter of fact, I'm about to call a friend right now just to thank him for his work. Hold on, John. You take over for a second.
Okay.
Want to add someone in?
Yep.
Hold on.
All right. For those saying Art is legit, he is definitely legit. I have nothing but respect for Art and Vlad. I actually look to both their channels for inspiration when it comes to this YouTube stuff. All I say is I give Reggie the platform, and he's said it for over a year now that it was going to happen. There's things that happen that he has access to that he can't talk about publicly.
Michael Dorsey, I'm calling you out of the blue. I'm on a live chat, so gentlemen, if you don't want to talk, I'm on a live chat with my Bomb First family, me and John.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, Mike.
We just wanted to call you, and first of all, say what's up. Have you heard the good news? I'm sure you have, because it's all over now.
I have heard the good news, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And secondly, first of all, Bomb First family, the ones that really care. I know we got a lot of people here that think we all full of shit. But the Bomb First family, just want to tell you, I know we got a show out there right now with Vlad taking credit, which I give him credit for his exposure to the case.
Sure.
But John and I just wanted to personally thank you. Of course, Greg Katie's got the ball rolling.
Of course.
Him and his task force. But you, I know, in about 2017, after the interviews with Keefe, put pressure on the DA office in Vegas. And
that's right. It was 2018 when he was doing the BET thing. I personally reached out to Las Vegas Homicide. Las Vegas Homicide came to my house, interviewed me, and they reopened the case as a direct result of that. Which I'm not afraid to say, yeah.
Okay.
And then, worked with them for the past 5 years, off and on. I didn't always know what was going on with the case. Yeah.
And you know that they contacted me also in 2018, so
Right.
And you know how long I've been doing this, and I've been keeping a lot of stuff to the best.
Yeah, exactly. We've had to stay quiet about a lot of stuff, unfortunately.
Yeah, man, a lot of stuff, y'all. If y'all
we talked about a lot of it,
yeah. But anyway, Mike, I just wanted to officially tell you. I'll be calling Greg as well. I haven't. I'll try to call Greg after I get you off the phone. But the Bomb First community, which in my mind is the channel that, of course, John named the channel after Tupac, a popular song and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
I think our community is a Tupac community, which we try not to just be on Tupac stuff, but most of the people over here support what your documentary, your work did on Unsolved and on this, and we just wanted to tell you, thank you, John. Thank you, John. Thank you, Mike. And we appreciate you. You got anything you'd like to add, or can you confirm? I'm not going on record 100%, only 98.9% that Keefe's in custody.
So I can only tell you the AP broke the story, the Associated Press, and that is what they are claiming.
That he's in custody.
Yeah.
I'm 100% know that he's been indicted, but okay.
Yeah, I think I don't know how the law works exactly like this, but I think if he's been arrested, then he's been indicted. I don't know. Here's what the AP supposedly says: Dwayne Keefe D. Davis was arrested early Friday morning, although the exact charges were not immediately clear. So there you go. But the headline is that it was man tied to suspected shooter in Tupac Shakur's 1996 killing arrested in Las Vegas.
Okay. So, I was informed about 11:15. Then I also heard, and I know that would be smart, about 12:30 Pacific Standard Time, that there would be a news conference.
Yeah, I've heard either 11:15 between 11:30 or 12:30. I've heard 2 different times for a press conference. Yeah, so it'll be officially cleared up then. Right now it's all like back channel sources, I think, that the press are talking to. So
correct.
Yeah.
Correct. So, Mike, appreciate you. I'll try to call Greg now. Let him take it. Matter of fact, well, if you could do a 3-way call and merge him in, well.
Yeah, let me try. Let me see. Okay. His phone's been blowing up. Let me see if he's.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay.
I'll try to add him right now, though.
Okay. John, you got any good comments you seeing out there?
No, just a lot of people are, giving shout-outs and justice for Tupac.
Chat names for us because we appreciate the super chat, so please mention their names, please.
Yeah. Let me scroll up. So, super chat. Bishop 2.0 said Puffy's next. That was what he put in his super chat.
That's a hard one, y'all. That's a hard one.
Okay, it went straight to voicemail. I know he's rolling calls with everybody right now, so.
Okay. I'll text you, and he usually calls me right back.
And I'm getting interviewed on News Nation again, I think with Dan Abrams, in about 45 minutes.
Nice.
Well, make sure you shout out Bob first. Well, of course. We assisted with you, whatever they talking about,
Yeah,
even though I don't want to be known as a police channel, and I don't want to take John's channel there.
Of course.
It's just that I'm proud of it because
I am too. Yeah.
Okay, well, as long as John is, then I'm good.
Look, the streets never got justice. At least the justice system maybe will get justice.
Exactly.
So
that's a good way of saying that.
Yeah.
And so, hey y'all, I know I'm gonna have to catch a lot of flack, because of my both sides of the fence reputation, but I'm gonna reiterate again. Y'all, that Reggie Wright Jr. have no problem with murderers, rapists, and people that beat constantly, not slap. I ain't gonna say it so, but constantly domestic violence with their wives,
right?
And people like that, pedophiles. I have no problem with saying that that's what prisons are built for.
Right.
I have no problem with that. That's what prisons are built for, y'all.
Yeah.
And Keefe had plenty of time to repent. I gave him warnings. I have been throwing him subliminal warnings for years. And he kept talking. And so,
I think after he did those first, the BET interview and nothing happened, and then he did, the next big one on Vlad or wherever, and nothing happened, I think he just thought, well, nothing's going to happen, so I'll just keep talking.
Yeah,
Antonio Martinez, thank you for the super chat.
Okay, go ahead and mention it, John.
Yeah, Antonio Martinez, thank you for that super chat. We appreciate you.
We appreciate the super chat, we really do. I'm begging today, since this is a good day, and this is a day that I've been telling y'all, and I've been making bets. I done made bets with YouTubers. I've been telling people, and people saying, "Oh, Reggie, you full of cap. Ain't nothing happened." The anniversary. I never said the anniversary date.
You said, wouldn't it be poetic? Yeah.
Yeah. But I'll take 14 days. What's this? The day's the 29th.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, anybody that could screenshot me that y'all put up there September the 29th as the rush date. We got either $50 cash for you from Reggie Wright, or a Death Row East t-shirt, or a Bomb First t-shirt, or whatever you want. We got coming to you if you could show that was the date that you picked. I put that challenge out to y'all on 2 occasions. And the date. So anybody that can prove it in our comment and show us where to go, because I'm not going through it. But if you can show it to me that you picked September the 29th on a previous video, you got it. And or whatever you want.
Let me ask this, Reggie. Does today officially end the Tupac is alive conspiracy theory?
Well,
the crackpots?
There'll always be conspirators. It's like you and your friends that believe in UFOs.
There you go.
And then, man, I saw something in the news. Excuse me, y'all got the worst clothes in the world. But I saw something in the YouTube where They talking about they found people in New Mexico or something. I said, oh Lord, why? Why after I talked about that?
Oh, the alien?
Anyway.
Yeah.
But anyway, somebody else has shot us another $5,000. $5, thank you.
Antonio Martinez again, thank you for that.
Appreciate that. But yeah, for y'all.
So Reggie, I guess the big news today is that what? It wasn't like I thought it was like a jet helicopter that was used to bribe people. Or there was something about.
We don't talk about conspiracy stuff over here. I hate conspirators. Please stop. I hate them. I don't want to believe you're a conspirator. I already got mad at John. Well, I'm like, John, what the hell? He said, I'm just telling you, I am, but I said I believe it. I was like, all right, John, I'll stop fucking with you. You talk about the aliens and shit. Yeah.
What do you think, though? Do you think that this will put the Tupac conspiracies to rest, or do you think they're going to?
No, the thing is now that anybody can get indicted. They don't understand. 27-year-old, the DA, I don't know how long he's been in office, but a DA would not take his reputation, and he definitely wasn't a DA back in at least 2014, I know. He definitely wouldn't have put his reputation on the line on a day like this, on a day where they already got big news in the airlines, if y'all don't know, where they got a major case going on in there. Some may say, I can hear them, oh, well, they doing that just to take away from their airline stewards that got gagged and raped in Vegas, so they wanted to steal the headlines from that. They're coming up with shit like that, Mike, trust me.
Yeah, like this just came together at the last second.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they'll come up with stuff like that, they just gonna do stuff for content. But the big thing is going to be now the Biggie push. The LAPD is probably getting called like crazy right now. What y'all gonna do about Biggie case? What y'all gonna do? Well, Miss Wallace. The bad thing about it is Miss Wallace don't even believe the police theory and all of that no more. She believes Greg Kadine's findings, and she said it on the Breakfast Club. 98% believe what Murder Rap put out.
Right.
So she don't even believe that. Now, we have a problem because, unfortunately, now Billy Garland might be the spokesperson for the family. Because, Seth is just a quiet, beautiful young lady. She don't speak. She don't talk about this stuff. So Billy Garland might be out there with his bullshit. He believes the government kills everybody because he's a Black Panther. So, we'll have people like that speaking and saying, oh, we don't believe it, and all of this. I don't know who I know Miss Glow don't believe that stuff. I'm sure she believe this. I just hope the right person from the family represent this right. But my big push now is if this happens and this goes through, I'm going to become Suge Knight best friend again. My thing is now to go after Puffy Combs. Let's sue him civilly. We got enough evidence to sue him civilly now.
Well,
that's going to be my new push.
And the thing is, well, look, the burden of proof is lower in civil cases.
Exactly.
And also, look, that's the next question people have to ask. If Keefe has been arrested and they believe what Keefe said, they have to look at, well, what else did Keefe do?
That ain't all that they can arrest Keefe on. I can go in right now and say, I killed Biggie Small. Reggie, I killed Biggie Small. Right? Just said it. I said it. Right? I may be crazy enough to say something stupid like that, right? And that's what the DAs and investigators believe. So you need something other than just a statement.
Of course.
To prove it. So that's what I said. They have something more than just Keefe constant statements saying that.
Right? Why it took so long? People ask, we went on BET 5 years ago. Why didn't they do something 5 years ago? That's why. They can't just take someone's word for it.
Exactly. So you can't. So just because he said Puffy did it, that don't mean shit. John, let me shut up for a minute. Let's be quiet for a minute. We got to thank these people that send in the super chats, John.
Yep.
Please acknowledge them.
Bishop 2.0, thank you for sending that. Lake Show, we appreciate you. Death Row, thank you. And Captain Crunchberries, thank you as well.
If they got any questions with them, answer them too. I'm sorry, Mike. I just got to take care of these people.
They're just saying...
I love someone's called Captain Crunchberry.
Someone said, Reggie, what's your thought on the chances of getting Puffy? And you're kind of talking about that now, so go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I think Puffy can only be held now civilly, y'all. I don't think they have enough. Now, if Vegas was deep enough, this is the only thing that Vegas could do. If Vegas go and find that check for $500,000 to $1 million that allegedly that Von Zip intercepted, find it, find that deposit, go and prove that Von Zip never put anyone in the studio, never had an artist that they signed that deal for. If Vegas is deep enough or interested enough to go and find all of that evidence, I don't know. But if Vegas is smart enough to do that, which a good investigator might if they really want to go that deep, and, you know, even though Zip's not with us anymore, then Puffy could have a possibility there. I honestly believe Puffy can only be held civilly now because the burden of proof is so minor. Here, John, y'all talk to him. This James calling me. He's probably calling me to tell me that Keefe is on his son on his way to kill me. Hold on.
Okay. So did you wake up to this, Mike, or did you have a heads up yesterday?
I didn't wake up to this. I've been awake for a bit, but I mean, let's see. When did I get my first?
I think we got tipped off around like 8:30 this morning. That's
Okay.
Oh,
I heard. I got my first text about it at 8:50 a.m.
Okay.
So it was an hour and a half ago.
Gotcha.
Hey, Bomb First Family. I got James McDonald on the phone with us. Mike Dorsey, you know James, right?
Of course.
Yeah, how you doing, Mike?
I'm good.
Hey, y'all, hold on before we do this. We just got another super chat. John, please acknowledge that super chat we just got.
Let me see.
Somebody.
Oh yeah, Minnesota Mick. That's from Nunn Boy Team that love Reggie and Team Kading.
That's my boy from Australia.
Yep.
Okay. Nick Nunn. What up, Nick? Nick, big fan. I appreciate you, Nick. Nick is one that's over there in Australia that be helping us and pushing and promoting. Matter of fact, he the one James boy. He the one that had James over there. He loves Greg Kading. He's been helping all a lot over there in Australia. So we appreciate you doing what you be doing over there, Nick. James, you called me out the blue. I need to tell you, I got you on the live with us, and I know I'm invading our privacy by connecting you right over, but I didn't want to lose it. But I'm sure you calling me because you must have heard something about our friend, your friend, your nephew, as you call him, your nephew's daddy.
Man, don't cross the line. It's too goddamn early in the morning for that shit, Reg. I am good with his son. I'm good with his wife.
And I have no problem with that. I respect that. But yeah.
So I was just looking at Mike's post, and Ed Potts had said Keefe D. So let me call Reg and see what the fuck going on. And lo and behold, y'all on the phone with each other. So what's happening with him?
Apparently, we'll recap for the people that just joined in on. Apparently that PPD has definitely been indicted. I'm 100% sure he's been indicted, and I'm up to 99.9% that he's in custody currently. I'm not 100%, but I done got about 10 phone calls telling me that from people in this neighborhood and everything that knows this people that he's definitely in custody. And so he's in custody for something related to the murder of Tupac, whether it's accessory, whether it's being a gang member, whether it's murder after the fact. Vegas, me and Mike have came to the conclusion I'll probably be doing a press conference where the DA will be talking about it sometime today between 11 and 12:30. I'm sure they'll be in front of a camera real soon. Wow. I'm surprised they didn't bring Keefe D and have it where camera was there with him. I would have did a cakewalk with him. I'm gonna be honest. I would have did a walk with him. He would have had he would have definitely. That's just how you do it. A case this old, you've been working so long, you bring a nigga in front of handcuffs. You bring them, with handcuffs on, and you show it. But apparently they didn't do that, or maybe they have footage they going to show. But you do what they call a cake. We call that what they call it, Mike.
Perp walk, right? Perp walk.
Perp walk. Yes.
perp walk. Yeah, and sometimes they do it and sometimes they don't. It just depends on what they want to do. Sometimes they sneak them in the back, and you don't really
like
see
they kind of do with Orlando. You remember? Everybody got that picture of Orlando coming in the back of the police station. Yeah.
Sometimes they do it and sometimes they don't. I don't know what they'll do here. Maybe for security reasons, they're not going to do it. They might be afraid something might take a fan or someone. But I have a feeling they probably won't parade them like that. But I'm real interested in seeing, in the press conference, they're probably going to say what the charges are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, next hour or 2 hours, what that is.
And they'll probably, if he has a mugshot, post it at that time, right?
Appreciate that, Lake Show. And keep the D boys the damn. No, could you imagine him saying that right now? Like I told him, y'all, and I'm about to drop something. People about to get mad at me. But I bet you one of y'all YouTube channels be dropping an interview with him. I bet you y'all big, as y'all call it, Culture Vulture YouTube channel. I'm willing to go online, got an interview with him. And so y'all probably hear that damn. I bet it. I don't know it. But I know how this YouTube shit works. I done learned the game.
Well, if he was on the street, I'm quite sure everybody would want to have an interview with him, even in jail, like should.
Exactly.
But, I mean,
So we haven't heard his voice last. You're right, Jay. We haven't heard his voice for the last time. He gonna be talking.
well, it's too late not to hear his voice, right?
But talking got him into this situation.
I know.
He might listen to a lawyer that says stop talking.
You know, I've been putting out some bad information, though. Let me clear up something. I've been putting all this on Edie Fall. And Edie Fall was his attorney. I just found out that it wasn't. His attorney, Edie was one of them, but the main attorney that he had, he died. He was a hood attorney. Oh, Wiggins.
Yeah,
Y'all know it.
I believe that's the attorney he had with him during the BET interview.
Wiggins is the one that's been giving him all this bad advice.
And I think
I've been thinking Edie Paul was the one been giving him that bad advice. It was Wiggins.
Died of cancer.
Yeah. Now, if y'all know stuff, boy, Wiggins was Michael Harrio's best friend. I'm not telling y'all this shit is small, boy. Y'all get me to talk one day. Y'all get ready to talk, boy. But anyway. All right. So anyway.
Well, I'm going to say this. I feel sorry for the brother in a sense because, I mean, if he wouldn't have opened his mouth, this would have went away and people would have been doing what they're doing today, just talking about it, assuming who's the killer, the whole nine. Now that he's in jail, is people going to still say, I wonder why, I wonder who, I wonder, you know what I'm saying? Everybody, it's time to stop wondering.
Yeah.
Oh, conspiracies are always going to be here, James. Conspiracies are going to always be here, man. They can't survive. But it's up to people like, that's in our chat right now, it's up to people like that to be like, we can't go listen to that. Because when your views go down, people stop listening, right?
Yeah.
And so, it's people like this that's in the chat, you'll be like, I'm not going to even click on that person because we know he has no credibility.
Mm-hmm.
People always say, Reggie the liar, Reggie liar, Reggie right. What have I lied to y'all about? What have I really lied? I would shut up on a subject if I don't want to speak on a subject.
Right.
I would just stay numb on it. I'd rather you call me out for not speaking on it than to call me out for your life. Now, I have misquoted some things, mistakenly said some days wrong, some people names wrong and stuff like that. I'll be the first to admit that. But just to outright sit up and say, oh, no, that didn't happen. Use a motherfucking lie if you just say that Reggie did that to y'all. I said that to you. And but my point is, viewers, fans, not fans, none of y'all fans, a family, people like that is the one that can control a person. Because if you're not getting listened to, people not gonna come in. They won't view you. I mean, other people won't put you on their platform.
Let me ask you this, guys. Mike, James, Reggie. Do you think he has the funds to bail out?
Oh, no.
So he'll be behind bars this whole time.
That's what he should have been doing. When he in that situation that Suge Knight was in, where he needed to, or should, save up money for attorneys. You know, get a good attorney.
Well, Red, if you look at it, he didn't see this coming. He didn't believe that this was gonna happen.
Man, I've been telling him for a year. I done told us. You know how many times I done warned him.
Who's gonna listen to Reggie say whoop de whoop? They not listening to that. People just think all of this shit was conversation. But in the same token, for the longest, he's been putting his foot in his mouth. You had Crip guys, you had everybody and their mama telling him to shut the fuck up. You know, about certain events and whatever, and he didn't take heed to it. So now you in the pot. The fire is on. So, and even then, he still didn't listen to it. And these guys ain't paying attention that the police and everybody is listening to these guys' confessions through social media. And they locking them up.
Yeah.
So, him being of age, he should have knew better.
Yeah.
He should know. So he can't blame nobody. He can't blame you. Ain't nobody no rat on this one. Right. Told on yourself.
He snitched up himself, and when I contacted Vegas police, it wasn't like I have secret information. It was literally, go watch what was on TV last night.
Yeah.
Because he just wanted to hold you everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he pretty much put himself in the situation. Doing all these interviews, I mean, you know, you're making that little money, but you're spending that little money. So he didn't prepare himself for anything, even after the fact.
Yeah.
Even after the raid of his house. I mean, you know, you got to get your shit together. It ain't nobody's fault but your own.
Yeah.
And I don't give a fuck who think otherwise or saying they locked him up. No, he did it himself.
Yeah.
So all these people parading and hoorahing because they got him, because they Tupac fans or whatever, they need to sit back and pay attention. Me personally, I live that life.
No, me and John doing it right now, James. So you talking to us? I'm hoorahing and all of that. So that's what you talking about. I'm hoorahing like a motherfucker.
Let me tell you something. Reg. I listen to you. Some things I disagree with. Some things, the majority of the things, I agree with.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're telling a lie, then you need to be checked on it. But 90% of the shit that you say is true. I can't be wrong if I tell the truth about a person.
Yeah.
Period. But I mean, it ain't your fault.
No, I've been trying to warn it. No, we have not been on the campaign. All I've been on the campaign is shut up, nigga, stop clowning the situation. That's all I've been on the campaign on. Anybody that said I've been saying, oh, he deserved it, oh, they shouldn't have did that, I never did that. I said they did what they were supposed to do.
Yeah, stop. Yeah, you have.
No, you're a motherfucking liar. If you say, I'll just say.
You did say you want him to die in jail, Reggie. You did say that.
I said I want him to die in jail. That means I don't want him to get hurt on the streets. Because the comment was that somebody going to hurt him. I think James said they were going to kill him. I said, I don't want that nigga. I don't want nothing bad to happen to him.
I seen in Las Vegas, Reg. I seen in Las Vegas. He went to jail in Las Vegas. A lot of the guys that's in prison today are Tupac fans.
Yes.
This ain't no O.J. Simpson shit. This is the guy that killed Tupac, who they all looked up to as youngsters, now are in prison. And he might have an issue in prison in Las Vegas, walking the yard. Oh, they're going to do that killed Tupac. But they Bloods and Crips. There's a potential that they might come at him because of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But with KBD health and all that, I don't wish no bad on nobody.
And that's my point, is that I don't want nothing bad to happen to him or anything. I want him to die an old man in prison is what I meant by that.
And I don't.
Okay.
I don't give a fuck what he said about me.
Because you look at them as family.
I look at who is family.
His son, his wife, and all of them.
I don't look at, don't get me twisted. I don't look at KBD. I don't look at KBD as family. I respect his son, I respect his family.
Yeah,
But
I know.
When he attacked
Jay,
me,
I'm fucking with you.
no, but you're gonna be Reggie all day, and I expect that. And I'm ready for Reggie. Like I said, bro, he did this to himself. Can't nobody be mad. Lil Keefe can't be mad. Nobody can be mad but Keefe D. And the first 20 minutes of being in jail, he gonna like, why the fuck did I start talking?
Yeah.
I did it to myself. He know it.
Yeah.
And he probably go to jail.
And his health is bad. Prison station, like, well, I can't say that because I know God has a day for all of us, and apparently it's not Suge Knight's date yet. But I think prison might help Keefe D get his medical attention that he needs.
No,
I know it helps.
Penitentiary don't take care of you like that.
It get you something, man. Some of these niggas out here medicating themselves. Suge Knight was out here taking his daddy insulin shots in the back of his leg. You know what I'm saying?
Because Suge was lazy, opposed to going to the hospital and getting shit done because he knew he was sick.
Yeah.
That's something different. That's being irresponsible for self.
Yeah.
He should have went to the motherfucking hospital, got his own goddamn medication, and stopped doing the things that he was doing that had him fucked up. That's on him.
Yeah.
We got to be accountable for self, if anybody.
Yeah.
So damn, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But you said it was going to happen. You said around the time it was going to happen. Here we are, October.
It's still September.
Yeah.
I ain't claiming October yet. September the 29th, y'all. Once again, anybody pick the date September the 29th, Reggie's a man of his word. Y'all screenshot it and show it that y'all picked September the 29th.
And when is the death of Tupac?
Now, I never said that. That's what people said.
No, I'm asking
his death was September the 13th, son.
Yeah, I'm asking the question. You say September the 30th?
13th.
13th.
The
The 13th. So do you think they pretty much waited for that to happen? The anniversary of?
Negro, the anniversary was 14 days ago, 15 days ago.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Around
was shooting for
This has been in the works for like 5 years.
Exactly.
So that's a coincidence that it happened.
Well,
years.
they probably was shooting for the 16th, James, to be honest, on the 13th. But it's how shit works, man.
Can I ask you a question, Mike?
Yes.
Mike, do you think this is have anything to do with politics?
I think the fact that there hadn't been anything done until now maybe has to do with politics, and nobody wants
politics was
Simpson.
stopping it from happening.
Nobody
Politics
wants an
was
O.J.
stopping it from
Simpson. Okay, but no DA wants an O.J. Simpson situation where they lose a high-profile case.
happening. Exactly.
And this one, you don't swing unless you're going to hit it out of the park. So I think if there was politics involved, it was to not indict. It was to let sleeping dogs lie
Exactly.
about it.
Exactly.
Not in favor of let's arrest this guy, because now they got a colossal task ahead of them to do this. Unless they struck a deal with him and it's not going to go to trial.
Oh.
Yeah. Hey, anybody that's in Donovan State Prison, have a friend or a family member in Donovan State prison? Tell me if y'all saw any sightings of Suge Knight lately. Ask your friends if y'all saw shit.
What that
I'm
mean?
being
Why
funny.
you laughing?
I'm being funny.
I know. You should stop that shit.
That's funny, though. I would love to hear that.
Sure.
Nothing. I'm just throwing something out. That might have went over your head. You'll think about it later and be like that motherfucking Reggie.
Man, you ought to stop.
Every time I pick that up in a few hours here, Reggie.
I don't care. Nigga ain't been on our channel.
And then they'll say you're lying, which you say you never do. Which I know you're joking.
I sent far guards. I told him to send far guards, and he didn't send nobody. Nigga, yeah, all right.
Wow.
Well, the one that kills me that he said was Orlando was a good kid. You saw one, you saw them both.
Yeah. And he also said Tupac alive, so.
And he also said that there's one interview with him with the Bompton sweatshirt on outside of a club. And he says, he's talking about, the reporters asked him about Tupac being alive or whatever. And Suge's like, Well, there's a snitch that talked on a documentary, said everything that went on. He's talking about TPD. So Suge has gone every which way when he makes fun.
That's good. Suge, credit to Suge, and we'll never know if it's true or not. And I'm just tapping that Suge. That's what me and Suge does. I love Suge to death. Love Suge like a brother. I do. I really do. But Suge, the credit to Suge, I don't know if we talk about Tupac so much because of something that marketing genius started up. He looked at me. I came home to him. Which I remember the groupie saying I had no part of, I had nothing to do with the planning of his funeral and all of that. Okay, whatever. But anyway, I came back to him and said, hey, Chad, we got it all laid out. We got a vineyard that can handle it, and this is what we're going to do. And he looked right at me and said, you know what, Reggie, I decided we're never going to speak on whether Tupac's dead or alive. I'm saying that to say, in fairness to Suge, I think the reason why Tupac's legacy lives so long and is talked of, number one, because he was talent, his charisma, his music, but there's a lot of people like that. I think Suge's marketing, strategy back then to let it like he's still alive or not is why Tupac legacy is this big.
What good do that have to do with anything right now? 28 years.
Why? What good? Because people still love that man. How many people you know that's dead and we don't even talk about no more? Do we even talk about Kobe Bryant? Kobe Bryant is about the closest thing to that, or Elvis, that we talk to about like that.
There's not a conspiracy tied to Kobe Bryant. There's not who killed Kobe Bryant. We know how he died.
It ain't been no conspiracy. Anybody that's real, it ain't been no conspiracy on the Tupac shit. Ain't been no conspiracy. Any real nigga from LA know who killed Tupac. It's always been other people that had the other agendas and stuff that they were pushing.
You fail to realize that people have named so many people, including yourself, saying they killed Tupac. They saying Reggie did it. They saying Orlando did it. They saying Keefe did it. That's a conspiracy.
But that's people, white folks from the fucking UK and stuff saying
no, that's niggas stupid.
Ain't no nigga from LA and Compton that's saying that bullshit. Ain't nobody from LA and Compton ever say no shit like that. Niggas, real people know what went down. That's the bullshit ass conspirators saying that.
Okay, so there's no black podcaster out there speaking on that.
Because they heard this from white folks. You know, once the white folks started, but when Greg and Mike Dorsey put out their theory and what happened, then a lot of the people got on the right track.
Right.
Nobody else was talking. You didn't hear me talking back then. You know, we weren't talking about this stuff. Right. I was letting Frank and Michael Moore and all of them. Me and Suge used to sit in attorney office laughing about what they were saying. We thought it was funny. They had access. They had offered us $10,000 to come and respond to their allegations on one of those documentaries. We told them, y'all get the hell out of here. We don't care. Let those stupid security guards talk. It was just once my kids got older and I got bored and I started listening to this. I was like, whoa. Really? People really believe this shit? We thought it was funny. We thought it was a joke.
I thought a lot of the shit that was said too was funny. You have a lot of people coming on there, like the young lady saying that Tupac was her dad. Really? I never knew he had a grown-ass daughter like that.
No.
What you say?
No.
Okay, but you have people coming on there claiming this and claiming that. Now it's going to be even more shit to talk about that Keefe is in jail. He's been indicted. So, you know, where do they go from here? Once they say...
I told him, you know, before you got on there, what they're going to say, Jace. They're going to be like, oh, okay, it's just an indictment. That don't mean nothing. Okay, now what about Biggie? Stuff like that is going to be It's going to be the new conspiracy, the new topics. And then, like John said earlier, and the trial. We'll be covering the trial now. Mm-hmm. It's going to be people sitting in there giving, like Alex did on Nipsey Hussle.
Yeah.
Russell? Yeah. The Hustle, whatever his name is, Nipsey's case. They're going to be sitting in there giving play-by-play on that. People like that's going to be the one that, you know. But Keefe would never take this to a trial. He's just going to try to get the best deal that he can and go in there and hopefully get healthy and stop sweating and all of that. If you see on his last interview he did with Art, he was sweating through his hat. He's sick as a dog. He has lost 100 pounds. Well, maybe about 30 or 40 pounds. The brother is sick and the brother is stressing. Trust me.
Well, I would be playing his favorite.
Let me say this. I said Nipsey, or I can't think of his name because y'all know I mess up names. I respect the hell out of Nipsey Hussle and what he did. So please don't take that as like I'm disrespecting Nip. I respect everything. I love his mannerism. I love quiet dudes. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Dorsey, you had anything? You read anything? I know you all online reading, so.
I haven't read anything. No, man, I've been shielding. I got CBS News coming to my house. I'm doing a Nukes Nation interview in like 30 minutes.
Okay. So y'all make sure y'all check that out. Mike Dorsey on News Nation. You better shout out Bomb First Community. Say something about Bomb First Community, or say go for your latest updates on Bomb First, and you'll be checking us. You'll be on there. Give us some interviews. We have you and Greg and they'll talk maybe later on tonight.
If I can work it in organic, I'll do it.
All right. We appreciate you, Mike. Sorry to bring you to all me and Jay's negative bull crowd, but that's my brother. You know how brothers argue?
Love you guys.
We got to fight. Yeah.
And let's have me and Greg on with you guys.
Yeah,
we're gonna do that for sure. Matter of fact, y'all tell us the time, and I'm sure there's gonna be a hot topic after everything break, and we know facts. Let's make it happen.
Okay, great.
Right.
Thanks, Mike.
Appreciate you, Mike. Good job again.
All right, Rich.
So, no, you don't hang up. You ain't gotta go unless we're ready to go.
No.
Okay, so Mike Dorsey, that was Mike Dorsey, the co-producer of Murder Rap that was just on with us. I know John got to get back to work. We pulled him off from work today, and but we just definitely had to break this news. And so John probably be in it shortly, but I'm gonna stay on as long as we can until John tells me.
I'm doing my work as we speak, so you can stay on as long as you want.
Okay, so let's argue with Jay. So y'all ain't been listening to my boy James? James?
Well, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this before you do that, Reggie. Because you have more of an expertise with this. For a crime like this, when he's indicted, what would you guess that his bail is going to be set at? If you had to guess.
His bail in LA County, because we got a.
But he's in Vegas, right?
I say it. Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
In LA County, I can only speak on what I know. Okay. It's generally $1 million is the starting point. It's for murder. We don't even know what his charge is yet.
Right.
But I'm sure it's anyway from $1 million. But Keefe has a past. Keefe has been arrested 3 or 4 times. So stuff like that usually can bring your bail up a little higher. The fact that it's an old case and he could have ran a long time ago if he wanted to, can show that, hey, he's trying to face justice and not trying to run or anything like that. Mm-hmm. So that may help him with his bill not being so much. So I would say anywhere from $1 million to $2 million.
Okay. And out of that, he would have to pay what? $100,000, $10,000 to get out? What is it?
$100,000 for some property.
Okay.
And so, yeah. So you said we're coming for you. Okay. All right.
Man, Las Vegas.
I'm thinking in my mother.
We're coming for you, Puffy. They're talking about Puffy.
Oh, okay. Okay, all right. I'm about to say I'm over here shaking in my bed. What you about to say, Jay? Go ahead, Jay.
I was just saying that Las Vegas don't be bullshitting. Las Vegas got their own goddamn rules.
Yeah.
I lived there for a long time, and they will book your ass. You ain't getting out easy, and you ain't getting out at a small amount.
Yeah.
That I guarantee. They're not playing with him. It's a high-profile case, and they're not going to come with no $1 million. They're not.
Yeah.
I guarantee you that.
Okay. Well,
It's gonna be hot.
yeah. Whatever it is, to be honest, in fairness, to be honest, all right, Nick, I heard you. You could call in. Go ahead and call us, Nick. Hey, but anyway, in fairness, Keefe, if they made it $300,000, Keefe can't come up with it. So it don't matter. It don't matter, y'all. And if I was him, I would save that money for my attorney. I'm gonna be honest. You need an attorney in this. This is a case that is defendable. You know, you have some cases that are not defendable. This is a case that you would take before a judge because you want to take it on technicalities.
What would be the technicality? If you tell on yourself. If you put yourself in the situation, if you put yourself in the car from day one, what's the technicality?
They're not understanding the immunity agreement.
Damn.
There's a technicality.
What that have to? He didn't have that with Las Vegas.
There's some technicality. I'll just say that. I'll leave it at that. But there is technicalities that a good defensive attorney can possibly make some new case law on. This is unheard of. I mean, generally a person that has a queen for the day, a property agreement, usually shuts the fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
They don't do all of this talking that he has been done. Usually your attorney be like, all right, we skated through this. Let's go. You got off on one. Now, yeah, that's usually how it works. Keefe did that for a while. If y'all think about it, Keefe got that agreement in 2009? He didn't talk anymore. You know, he talked on the BET Chronicles. I think he talked on the one with Ben Crump. And I think he talked on the Murder Rap. I said, well, maybe not. No, he didn't talk on Murder Rap. But they used his audio on there, so he's been knowing about it. Most people after that would have been like, oh, be quiet. Y'all have gotten to know Keefe D. After that, he did a book. His defense would be that he thought he was okay and he could talk about it.
Yeah,
my attorney died.
His lawyer's fault for not explaining it properly to him.
Well, I just found out. I've been giving y'all bad information. I'll say it again. I've been saying that Edie Fall, which I could believe. You remember? I think Edie Fall was the one when he did the agreement with Greg Kadings. Mm-hmm. But then I'm not even sure on that anymore.
Was Edie Fall maybe the one who did the Orlando agreement?
He did the Orlando one.
Okay.
And that was their go-to guy.
Gotcha.
But I've since been hearing that it was an attorney by the name of Wiggins.
Okay.
That's a hood attorney, and everybody knows. Anybody from LA that's a hood dude, they know him. They know the attorney. He's no longer with us, but he was the man for hood dudes. He grew up in Inglewood. He grew up in the Bottoms. He grew up over there in that area. He lived 2 doors away from Michael Dorsey. And so yeah.
So
but
would
he no
it
longer
be his
with
fault
us.
then for not properly explaining it to Keefe, if Keefe claims he didn't realize that?
Hold on, I got from my own merch.
I don't know if you can merge 2 people in at once.
So good.
I got a guy that gave us a couple of super chats that a big fan. He's James' friend. He's the one that had James over there and do that show with him. Nick Nunn, our boy, our Australian connection. You on with Bomb first. I know you're a big fan, a big supporter. And so that's why I'm letting you come on and say whatever you got to say. And
I'm your
give
friend.
a shout out to my boy James. James on the line with us as well. James and John.
I'm your friend too, Reg.
Oh, I know
Yeah,
that.
I was about to say
I would have
that.
took your call if you were my friend.
Nah, I just want to say, first things first, I want to say Bomb First family. Thanks for all you've done across the years. That's what I want to say first.
because you're the number one channel that's always spoken facts and always held it down. Number two, I want to thank Greg Kading, Dwayne Dupree, Mike Dorsey, and I want to thank you too, Reg, because Reg, women lie, men lie, but numbers don't lie, and the facts that you've always said over the years, what are they going to say now? That's all I got to say. What are all these punk-ass motherfuckers going to say now? So I'll tell you one thing, all you fucking punk-ass motherfuckers that have spoken bad about Bombfirst and Reg and Greg and James and all the fucking so-called people, I'm gonna ring you guys today, Carpethead. I'm gonna ring you, Mark Carlin, Eugene Deal. I want to do a go live with you. We're on your ass.
Appreciate you, Nick, for always supporting us. And, you know, I know you big over there in Australia. Yeah, I don't know, Nick is also a big boxing promoter or fan and got a page. And anything about boxing, this is the guy I want to talk to. Him and my boy Kid Miller. They know.
I think I know more about Tupac than boxing.
Okay. Well, shout out Nick. I appreciate you, man. Any other people that's on YouTube that want to shout in that's a part of the Bomb family that want to call in and talk to Reggie, James, and John? Y'all feel free to call me. I'm taking calls today. Y'all got my number. All right, Nick. Appreciate you, brother.
No worries, brother.
Thanks for the super chats too. You know you don't have to do it. You're always a friend, though.
No. My peeps on Minnesota were doing it too, and also over there in Arizona. They all love you, Rex. That's why we bring them over. One big family. I've been telling them for years. They're like, "You sure?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's the channel to support." So well done to you too, John.
Appreciate John going in and out.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, he's there. Yeah, John. We got John on a work day, so he's doing 3 jobs right now.
Yeah. I just mute my phone, that way there's less feedback when you guys are talking, so.
Got you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right,
yeah, well, it's 3:50 a.m. in the morning.
Oh, okay.
Up late.
All right, well, I got one more person about to call in, so let me take him and get rid of you, Nick. All right.
Thanks, bro. Take care.
James, how did you first hear about this?
I just seen the text
Okay.
with Mike on it and Ed Potts say keep it D. So I just called Reg to see what was going on.
Yeah.
That's cool. Hey. All right. Bye.
Oh,
Hey,
sorry.
Hey, y'all, this is a guy that likes to argue with me. He thinks he's my editor and corrector and like to always correct me on something. Him and my boy from D.C., surprised he haven't called me yet. He must be at work or something. Anyway, this is D-War, M Giant, or whatever. I don't even know what he calls himself. But as soon as y'all hear his voice, y'all gonna recognize him because he's all over YouTube. He's everybody's number one fan. I thought he was my number one fan, but I find out he deal with everybody. He done hung up now. D-War done hung up now. He got scared. I scared him off. All right, we'll go to somebody else. So if anybody else want to call, let us know. If not,
Man, your introduction is a motherfucker.
I keep it 100, nigga. I'm the most 100 nigga you gonna ever know in your life, James.
God damn, your intro is a motherfucker. I hung up.
I call a ball, a strike, James.
I didn't say you didn't. I'm just kind of.
You said I only tell 90% of the truth earlier. Don't think I didn't catch that. I just didn't
No,
feel like
I
doing
said
that.
no. That ain't what the fuck I said. Come on, man.
Oh my God! Ain't that just a bull backtrack?
I said
you
90% of what you, and I'm right because you just said I was misleading y'all on certain shit. 90% of the shit you say is true. So
90, that means 10%. I'm a lie.
Reggie, you admitted to it.
I said I make mistakes. I said I don't purposely lie on nothing. I make mistakes.
But I didn't say you purposely lied 10% of the time or tell the truth. I didn't say that.
Hey, let me just tell you this. I know you went to I know you went to a Compton Unified School District some of the time.
No, I didn't.
Okay, well that's the problem there. But I know whenever you say somebody only telling 90% of the truth, that means 10% is inaccurate, James.
Reggie, I got kicked out of the Compton Unified School District in the 3rd grade. I didn't go to school. No, but like I said, and I'm gonna say it, and let me clear it up. It's
hey,
funny.
Dave, you still come to give me at 5 in the morning?
Yeah.
All right, we good. Yeah, I'm gonna take that ride with you.
Yeah, we gotta go, man. William was family.
Yeah, I had a cousin that died, y'all. Anybody from Pacoima, y'all know this dude, they'll call him Fletch. Even though he claimed a mob, I just saw that nigga, I was like, goddamn, Fletch. That nigga threw up a mob. When I was looking at some old pictures, he was throwing up the mob. Oh my God.
And he was.
I know. I knew.
Man, I remember, man, I can go back, but this ain't what this topic all about, but
I know.
Everybody on Killing, everybody that lived in Miss Wright house, all her grandkids, him, Tony, all of them used to come to the backyard, and we used to wet the concrete down and slide on that shit. William was the little homie.
Yeah.
And when he went his way or they moved, and we still doing our shit, you know. All I can say is I got good memories
with
of
Fletch,
William when he was young.
Yeah, Fletch, y'all is a guy. He went out. He was the first guy that I knew went out to the valley, and that nigga started running with the Pacoima niggas. I really think he was one of the first Pyrus out there, to be honest. But they get mad if I say that because he's younger. He only like 54. But that's 55. My cousin. 55. He was 55. Okay. He died a couple of weeks ago, and they having this services tomorrow. And so James said he's gonna come and get me, and we're gonna ride out there and go and pay our respects. But man, my cousin Fletch, that was my little nigga going up. I got a story with Fletch. I took a bunch of. We went to me, Fletch, and a couple of little Pacoima guys. We went up to this concert at the Long Beach at the pond. At the pond, and Snoop and all the Dog Pound dudes was performing. And shit, we caught Badass and a couple of those Long Beach dudes, not nobody, not the big ones like Big C style and them. And a bunch of them and no Pacoima niggas and Fletch. You know me, I didn't do nothing. I was just, I was hiding over there in the corner. But those Pacoima niggas, boy, they whooped on those Dog Pound dudes at that concert. We had to get out of there, man. And the high PD was kicking us out. But man, I tell you, my 2P boys, those are some niggas. But
William was in there?
Yeah, he was with me. But he was hanging with. He knew all of the Pacoima dudes because he lived out there in the valley. Fletch was the one that fool that tried to say that told to kill Biggie or some shit. That dude that's in jail, John, I know, for setting somebody on fire. Wayman Anderson or some shit.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
He the one knew. He managed him. He had that one hit song, and he also had the Crisscross or something like that. Fletch had them when they first was blowing up and stuff. But he was out there in the valley. Yeah, Fletch. He was out there doing. He the one. I told y'all the story about Queenie. That's when Queenie got mad at me. When he brought Queenie up to the studio, and then they ended up pulling Queenie, making her the resident. Okay, I say dancer, and I said, "Nigga, don't be bringing your women up here around these niggas at the studio." And shit, Eric B said she chose me now. She chose me, Fletch. And so Fletch. That was my cousin. He the one that brought Queenie around. The girl that was on Me and My Girlfriend. My cousin, Will Fletch. Man. But anyway. Yeah, so we get back to the topic. I know a lot of y'all don't know about Fletch, but this, for those that y'all know Fletch, Will Fletcher. My cousin, he passed away this last week, and his services be tomorrow. Yeah. Shout out Fletch. Yeah. Yeah.
But
are you reading the chat, Reggie?
No, the truck driver should.
All right, it's on the news now, Reg.
It's on the news? Okay. Were you in your city or ABC?
I'm going to turn it on. This is KTLA.
Okay.
Shakur was shot multiple times and died a week later. He was 25.
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
We can hear it. We be quiet so we can hear it. Okay.
Work to get a break in his volume. 64. Saying he's been nominated 6 times for a Grammy and sold millions of albums. Now, in July, police searched the Henderson home that belonged to Davis' wife. Police reportedly collected computers, a cell phone, a hard drive, a magazine that featured Tupac, numerous photographs, 40 caliber bullets, and a copy of Davis' memoir. In the book, Davis said he broke his silence violence in 2010 during a meeting with federal and local authorities at the time. He was facing life in prison on drug charges and agreed to speak with investigators. Davis has long been known to investigators and admitted in interviews at his book that he was in the Cadillac where the gunfire erupted. He wrote, quote, "They promised they would shred the indictment and stop the grand jury if I helped them out." In 2018, Davis admitted publicly in an interview with BET to being inside the Cadillac during the attack. He implicated that his nephew, Orlando Anderson, was one of two people in the back seat where shots were fired. The shooting apparently happened after a casino brawl involving Anderson, Tupac, and others. Now, Anderson denied any involvement and died years later in a shooting in Compton. Davis is believed to be the last living person inside the vehicle from which shots were fired. His indictment is expected later today. Reporting live in the newsroom, Kimberly Chang, KTL 5 News. Kimberly, thank you. In other news this morning, Trailblazer, you.
Ain't that some Reg?
Reggie, you're on mute if you're on. You might have clicked over, James.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, that explains it all, John. I mean,
Yeah, that was good. That was a good breakdown of what happened and why. So did they say he definitely was in custody?
they didn't say if he was in custody.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, they did say he was arrested.
He was arrested. Okay. Hey, I saw somebody gave me a super chat to call Big Slice for $9.99, and so y'all know I do that. I got my boy Slice on the phone right now with us. Big Slice. That's the gentleman that give us good stories. Real City G's. Big Slice, you on the phone. James on the phone with us, and we just online. I don't know if you heard. I'm pretty sure you have because you real connected to them. That your boy Keefe, who you told me wasn't going to get arrested, has been arrested for the murder of Tupac. But I ain't calling to mess with you about that. I just called you really because I hadn't talked to you in a minute, and people wanted to talk to Big Slice, and here's his opinion. Big Slice, welcome to Bomb First.
What's happening? What's happening with you, Reg? What's happening?
Beautiful.
James? How you doing? What's good with you? Yeah. James is one of the realest dudes. I always wanted to meet James, man.
Okay, I never introduced y'all. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, always. How you doing, my brother?
And you know John, our the channel owner is on the phone with us. Yeah.
Yeah, how you doing, John? How's everything, John? Yeah.
Doing good.
Like I said, it's a pleasure. I always wanted to meet James, a real gangster up out of Compton, man. You hear about dudes coming from Compton, but they say James was one of the coldest ones, so I always wanted to meet James, for sure. Tell them niggas to stop lying to you. I'm just a regular ass nigga. Tell them to stop lying. All right. Yeah, but as far as you know, the situation with Keefe, I don't feel he should get arrested because how you gonna arrest him and not arrest Puffy? You got to put all.
Well, because Puffy is the only one that's. Keefe is the only one that's implicating Puffy.
Yeah, but it's not an implication if they trust me. The folks did their homework. They know that Puffy is implicated in this. They didn't just say, okay, well, he's saying this or saying that. They did internal investigation. They know that the East Coast, West Coast had a situation, and they know that Puffy had a lot of involvement to do with the situation in Tupac being murdered the way he was. Right.
Yeah.
Well, if you look at it in the way you said, I don't mean to cut you off, but the way you said it is, this is bigger than what everybody think it is. This is where they start. Keefe D. Now, Keefe can put Puffy in it because of Bond Zip or whatever the fuck he's been saying. He done went out of town to New York to talk to Bond with the police. So if that's the case, they're gonna say, okay, Puffy got a part of this. Let's get him too. Right. Because if it wasn't for the $500,000. Who said they would have did that? The situation would have happened. And you feel what I'm saying? But, you know, a lot of people don't understand that, you know, all of this started because he said this is whoop de whoop whoop or whatever the case might be. And then here you got this young man getting stumped out. And then who this little youngster is, we wasn't accepting that type of shit. So they can come at Keefe and say, Keefe can say, I ain't going down by myself, which he has said and proven several times. Okay, I give y'all this if y'all leave me the fuck alone. So they can come at him and say, okay, what's Puffy real involvement in this? Who's to say they're not looking at Puffy? Absolutely. You feel me? So I believe there's more to it than just arresting Keefe D, because if they arresting him, we all know how the police do it. All right, you going to jail and you ain't coming home no more unless you give us something good. Right. All right, I done tried to.
Let me just say this, y'all. I know of plenty of murders where people have speculated and said this person involved, this person involved, and said this person did it. I was in the car with this person. This happened. Thank God the laws don't work like that, where people could just make accusations and get people put in jail. I just say thank God for it.
This ain't nothing new that you be saying.
That's an accusation, dog. That's an accusation. I'm not no fucker.
I'm listening to a motherfucker that talk about
I don't like
police beating the motherfucker with a stick and you supposed to comply. What are you talking about? We talking about street shit.
I'm talking about street shit, criminal shit, whatever. Just because someone accused someone of murder, you shouldn't be able to be arrested.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this,
I don't
Reg.
want to live in a country like that, y'all.
Let me ask you this, Reg. You, me, James in the car. James, I got to go make a withdrawal real quick. He run in the bank, rob the bank, shoot somebody, kill somebody, jump in the car. We had no knowledge of that. We was just going to get police, pull us over, get us out the car. Are we going to jail for murder? Yeah.
No, if we drive it away, no. Let me just tell you why. If I knew you were going in there to do that. Only way I go to jail for murder. I may get arrested, but I'm not going to get convicted. I'm not going to get convicted, and the DA is not going to follow me unless I knew, one, that James had a gun and went in there to do this, or two, after he did that, he told me he did that, and I assessed it, helped him get away with it after the fact.
That's not true, Reg.
That's true.
Wait a minute, Reg, listen to this.
If me, you, and Slice in the car, and y'all go in a liquor store and rob somebody, the perfect, and you don't even come back and tell me that you did the robbery or did that, and just get in the car, and then the police get behind us and pull us over, and then we pull over, and they pull all of us out of the car. They're going to arrest us all, just like in a stolen car. Everybody get arrested, but the only person to get convicted of that stolen car or whatever is whoever stole the car or knew. Everybody else did joyride.
Everybody gonna get something, Reggie, because one gonna get
confused with a filing versus an arrest. An arrest is easy. Anybody can get arrested.
So let me ask you a question, Reg. Man got killed. He was with his little partner. His little partner got charged with his murder. Now, you know he didn't kill his own.
Because he knew what had happened. They went over there together to confront him.
No, they did not, man. One for his grandmother. His grandmother had just passed away. They seen some dudes, so they woke up and said, we're going to go over there and find them dudes.
No, let me tell you the facts, because I know the facts. I just talked to Michael about a week ago. The facts of the case is he was over there recovering from a gunshot wound. Little baby Lane came over to the grandma's house, which was over in Spooktown, and said, hey, man, those niggas that just robbed me the other day is over there at the car wash. We about to go over there and holler at them. Mike get up out of his bed and go over there and holler at him with him. The shootout happens, and then he tried to, we don't know if he shot or whatever, but he knew Baby Lane had a gun on him and all that. They went off, took off and left, allegedly, let me say allegedly, and drove down the street, and they got pulled over, and now he's in jail for murder because they went to confront the guy that had did a felony act of robbing them for some dope and some money, and they owed him, and they went over there and confronted him. That's why he's in jail now for murder. That's not. Hey, Jay, let's go to Fat Burgers or Mom's Burger and get a burger. Whoa, look at these niggas. And Jay go over there and get in the shootout. And then I go, hey, come on, jump in the car. Let's leave. Let's get out of here. That ain't what happened. They went over there together to confront.
But you can get a charge with accessory before the fact and after the fact.
Correct. After the fact is what? Because I helped you got away after I just seen you do a shooting. That's accessory after, huh?
After the fact, after the crime is done. That's after the fact. The crime is done.
That's after the fact. Yes.
Before is something happened. You don't need knowledge. Okay, so let's just get back on the
track. You do need knowledge. You gotta have knowledge. You gotta have knowledge.
Reggie, that's not the ball game, and you know that's not how they play.
Man, because most niggas know shit.
Reg, can I say this?
Okay, y'all.
We have had several of the homies are in prison today because they committed a crime and somebody died and the homie got that motherfucking case.
Because they were in there doing something together. They were in concert.
No,
Never heard the word in concert?
The drive away, get away, get the money.
Because he's in concert. That's a part of the crime. But let's get back to the subject. Okay.
He's a part of the crime. Puffy is a part of the crime. Puffy put the hit on Pocky Suge and
allegedly, we don't know that. That's Keefe D's statement. That's just Keefe D's statement.
Well, how come the bodyguard in New York is saying the same thing?
What bodyguard? Gene Deal? The Gene Deal don't know.
I don't know. He was there. I don't know.
Gene Deal was not there, sir. Stop putting out there. No, I can't let you do that on this channel. You can't put out stuff that's not in fact. Gene Deal has never said that.
Was Gene Deal at the
Gene Deal has never said that he was there at the sandwich shop when they put the hit out.
Okay,
I'm not gonna let y'all do that here.
Hold on. Was he there when Big got killed? Was Gene Deal there when Big got killed?
Yes, he was.
Okay. Was Gene Deal Puff bodyguard?
Yes, he was.
So does he have any knowledge of what may or may not transpire between Suge Knight, Tupac, and Puffy? You saying he don't know nothing?
That's knowledge. Everybody have knowledge. We all got opinion.
So if he's saying this guy has something to do with that and Keefe D is telling the truth, then who are you and I to say he's lying?
That's not what he's saying. Just because right now, me and you and James on the phone, and I say, man, I sure would like to kill John one day. I sure would like to kill John one day. And John come up dead, and John come up dead, and John come up dead. That means y'all should go to jail for accessory to murder. Okay.
If we conversate about it and we put our input on it and say, yeah, fuck it, let's do it. Yeah, that's accessory to murder. They can implicate you in that. Yeah, that's totally different.
He's right.
If I say that, but it needs something other than my statement. They need something other than this.
Reg,
I'm trying to tell y'all, people will have a whole bunch of people, innocent people in jail from that. He will go right down and say, if that's the case, Keefe D right now should be saying, oh yeah, Reggie Wright is the one that hired me to take him out. And then y'all say I should be going to jail? The nigga just set up and make a bone-faced lie. That's not how the law works. But hey, y'all, that's not how the law works. But we're not going to debate that here. Yeah.
It's not like what you said. They've investigated that. They investigated Von Zip. They investigated what's really going on, who said what. They got phone taps. They already even got conversations.
They tried. Von Zip was smart enough. That's why I always say Keefe D's a rat, because he went out there and tried to get all of that on tape. That's why they were trying to confirm what he was telling them. Von Zip was smart enough not to talk. He put him away. So you deal with my nephew. I'm out of the game. I'm old. I got cancer.
Okay, but the fact still remains that something happened and something went down, and it's alleged that Sean Puffy Combs had a hit out on Marion Suge Knight and Tupac Shakur.
All right. Just because somebody is alleged, it don't make it factual. And we only have to go to jail for factual stuff.
Okay. Well, I've seen people put in jail because they knew of a crime. I knew some people that took a phone call and say, man,
well, that's federal stuff. Now, federal RICOs is a little different. I'm talking about murder cases. Federal RICO, me and you sit up right now and say, yeah, Jack. Oh, you know, got some work right now? Let me say somebody did. No, let's say Suge Knight. We know he ain't got none. Suge Knight got some work right now, and you go over there and contact Suge Knight and get the work, then I can go to jail for that.
Yeah, that's an indictment.
That's an indictment.
Yeah, that's an indictment.
Yeah.
So if he said, I believe what KBD is saying.
I believe it too. Let me say this though. Let me say this like, I believe it, but I don't believe KBD and them did it that night because of what was offered to them. I think that might have been accelerate. What's the word? You know, something that made it happen, made KBD as easier to do it because he's like, oh, I know I can get this $1 million, and he just beat up my nephew. But I don't think their plan was to do that night.
Let me ask you a question. Allegedly, everything I'm saying is allegedly. There was a phone call made, and it was discussed. Was that us? And it was like, yeah, that's us. And the call came from individuals from New York wanting to know, hey, we seen what happened. We like what happened. Was that us?
Yeah.
Oh, you telling me that was all made up too?
If they can get somebody to confirm that, yeah, that could help. That would help.
And take the numbers.
But they are not going after Puffy Combs based on just that alone.
Well, we don't know.
Yeah. Well, we've heard, from what I heard, they've been on this for 5 years now. So it ain't no telling what they have, and I'm just speculating. Only because
Puffy would be all in front of the news dancing like a motherfucker right now if they were going after Puffy.
Right.
And he would be dancing like a motherfucker. Now, if let me just tell you this. If Puffy Combs stuff with enough right now to get on the phone with Keefe D right now and be like, hey, man, I just got arrested. I need you to bail me out. Okay, man, just be quiet. Just be quiet. I'll send an attorney down there to help you out and do that. Then that may bring some credibility to what Keefe said. But Puffy ain't gonna ever in life mention Keefe D's name.
Right.
You bring that name up to him right now. He's like, who? He doing what he Scooby-Doo. I never heard of him. That's why Jimmy called you out saying he a liar because he said, nigga, we know him. Puffy been denying knowing Keefe D says shit. Oh, wow. But anyway, I might be talking too much because I might be hurting the case, and I'm not going to muddy up this case like other YouTubers are about to start doing because I know that's what they all want to do. I'm just trying to, throw education to this Puffy thing. Puffy, only thing that could possibly happen to Puffy right now is a civil lawsuit, y'all. Is a civil judgment.
Oh, what about this theory, Reggie? What if they go after Puffy and then come after Gene Deal to be a witness for the state? Because he also has been on these channels saying what he's saying. So they might come at him and say, well, we need you to testify against whoop, whoop, whoop. You done said it already.
About what, though? About what, though? I mean, we don't, everything. Gene Deal identity, he has identified, y'all don't know all of this, but most people that really research this know, Gene has identified two people prior to him identifying Mir Muhammad. People don't talk about that much. Gene has a credibility issue. His credibility is shot. He goes to jail. He was 2 months ago saying Keefe would never be arrested, to just recently on Art the Dialogue channel saying, Keefe D's going to get arrested. He has recently, in the same fucking interview, goes and says Big Dre was the shooter. The next day, LAPD is the shooter. This man has credibility issues. A good thing will tear him up. He has, in the same set of interviews, have named 3 different people that's the suspect of Tupac Shakur shootings.
Well, I don't think he could say who killed Tupac. He wasn't.
He can't. That's my point. Has always been. That's my only argument with the brother.
Right.
You know, now we got idiots saying Orlando wasn't even in Vegas. I mean, goddamn.
That's a lot.
Yeah. You know, but because you got another YouTuber out there, because the man's shirt was pulled up, talking about 1 minute he has number 13 on his shirt, next minute he don't. All because the shirt is pulled up. This is, but people go and listen to this stuff and get this stuff put out there, and that's why I always call this muddying up the investigation.
Right.
Muddying up the investigation.
Well, like I said, everybody should stay out the way, and it's going to turn out the way it's going to be. I'm not going to sit here like when they came after me talking about what they seen on videos and what I've said on videos. Man, I got a grandson. I ain't got time for that shit. I think everybody should stay the fuck out the way. How you avoided, how other people avoided that situation. You don't need me when you have a man talking about he did it. You don't need me.
Yes. And let's clear this up. Let's clear this up before the conspiracy start. Before all this conspiracy start. Did you go before the grand jury, James?
No.
Okay. I know the answer. You know I know the answer. Just want to clear up stuff. What do you think?
Did they try to get you,
gonna
James?
say, "Oh, James went in and died," and I saw some comments saying that I'm finna put him in jail. I ain't got nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, but they can say what the fuck they want to say when it comes to me. I'm basically out the way. I'm not living 27 years ago. I'm raising my grandson, man. I ain't got time for none of that shit. And don't ask me shit. So
Exactly.
I don't have anything to do with it when a person is doing 19, 25 interviews saying the same shit. Hey, y'all do what y'all gotta do. That's not my job. So, you know, a lot of people, they can say what they want, Reg, and this is what I'm trying to tell you. If people want to implicate Reg, don't pay attention to that shit. Don't comment on that shit. We know.
You know, James, I used to think that way, James. I used to subscribe by that philosophy. But I have a son that's named Reggie Wright Jr., Reggie Wright III. I have grandsons that's old enough. I got daughters and stuff that's old enough to read and understand this. And I sit back and let this shit grow. I let it grow for a long time. And it took me 5-6 years with John and you and other people to pretty much persuade maybe 80% of the people that, okay, Reggie didn't have nothing to do with it. But in this comment section, it's probably, I don't know, I can't see how many people, 300, 400 people in here. I bet only 100 of y'all could probably say, if you heard of me, that you didn't believe that I had something to do with the murder of Tupac and Biggie. And that's what the narrative was out. So when you got 75% or 80% believing that you had the murder to do with something to do with the murder of them, sometimes you got to speak on it, James. Sometimes you got to speak on it.
I get it too, but I look at it like this. If you did, Keefe would have been the first one to say, shit, Reggie the one that told us what street they was going down the whole line. He ain't implicated you. He ain't put you in it. So, I mean, it's the key players that matters here. And what people, everybody gonna speculate. Everybody, motherfuckers that don't even know me, speak on me. Ain't never see me a day in their hood life or whatever the fuck. And if you 25, 33, nigga, you don't know me. Yeah. You don't know me. But I said, okay, if I'm living that gang life, I'm with all that. Bring that shit. And what I'm saying is, man, come on, man. Motherfuckers got to pay attention and look at shit for what it is. Half of these motherfuckers' nose is still running, but yet they want to comment on shit. They don't know Keefe D. But they going by the shit that Keefe D is saying. So if you put 2 and 2 together, everybody ain't stupid, Reg.
Yeah.
Everybody ain't fucking stupid. Yeah. So if you paying attention to this shit, and I'm quite sure everybody been paying attention from the beginning, Now here you got 20-some motherfucking years, and they say, okay, we need to get him. He talking too much. He making us look bad. That's his goddamn problem now because, like I said, Compton Crips and Crips outside of that has spoke on TPD, telling him to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
But he ain't taking heed to it because he's getting paid on these interviews for it. Now, where's the money that you getting paid? You ain't making millions of dollars off this shit.
Yeah.
So he had to be ready for this shit. So can't nobody point the blame. Can't nobody say, oh, if Reg wouldn't have did that interview, TPD wouldn't be in jail. If Art of the Dialogue wouldn't stop putting TPD on his motherfucking podcast, he wouldn't be in jail. It ain't nobody's fault but his. Say what the fuck you gonna say. Know how to sugarcoat your shit if you want to talk.
Yeah.
But they not doing this shit. So this conversation basically is fucking irrelevant because we knew it was going to happen. You knew it was going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
Is that your fault? Fuck no.
Especially when I'm warning you. I'm warning you. I'll tell you. As for plenty of interviews I have out there on John Channel, on my own personal, I just said, Keefe, shut up. Be quiet. They listening. They watching. You better stop, Keefe. Yeah.
But it's a cycle, Reg.
Yeah.
Everybody is doing it. All of these guys is going to jail because they getting on this shit and they running their fucking mouth knowing that they paying attention to you.
Yeah.
They paying attention to you. They solving motherfucking crimes because they paying attention to you. They sitting in these fucking cubicles with a goddamn computer in front of them and they surfing all this shit. They looking at your YouTube. They looking at your Instagram. They looking at you on Facebook. What the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Niggas need to grow the fuck up. If you do it, fuck it.
Yeah.
But you telling the world I'm guilty.
And unfortunately, this is the situation. There's a case involving people from my neighborhood where some guy jumped on a guy and they put that shit on Instagram and then found out later on that the kid died. Then they want to snatch it down. They don't think the police got that, you know?
Yeah, they got it. Yeah, they got it.
Yeah.
But this is what I'm saying. Man, all this fame bullshit that these guys is enjoying, it's only gonna last for a short period of time. It ain't gonna last long. And then you go to jail. Oh, Calvin Johnson told the police on me. No, you did it yourself. These dudes out here doing this shit to themselves. Now get the fuck off. Get the fuck off the Instagram. Post this shit. Stop it. But they ain't gonna even listen to that. Motherfuckers been telling them for the longest. And they still don't hear it.
Yeah.
They still don't hear it. We don't got goddamn food.
Yeah. And I'm glad you appreciate that. You know, it's hard. People don't hear from people like me on that. Be quiet, shut up. I'm glad somebody like you, Big Slice, is saying that. And hopefully they'll hear it, maybe save their life or save them from getting in some trouble down the line.
Well, I'm going to say this. People don't want to hear Reggie because they use that police tag. And I'm here to say, Reggie was a goddamn thug before. I ain't going to say that.
No. Yeah.
Let me just say this. Let me tap in. I'm going to tell you this. I don't care what nobody say about Reggie. Reggie saved a lot of people's lives because of the way he could have went left and right. A lot of people could have lost their lives at death row if it wasn't for Reggie being there. Had Reggie not been there, it would have been a bad situation, a real bad situation. But because he was there and they had to respect his position and where he came from and his background, his pops, a lot of guys got spared. I'm going to say that. What happened is a lot of guys knew there was a lot of police officers around, so they had to think about committing certain crimes. So you're right. A lot of shit didn't happen because Death Row and Suge had the police force on his side. Which was that a smart move for Suge? Yeah. So me out of all them, Reg to tell you, I was the first to say, why Reg there?
Yeah.
Why is Rez there? And Rez got into it with one of the homies, or Rez this and that. Why Rez there? Love him to death. But being a police officer didn't fit in that type of environment, which we were living. So
when you as a company getting a $4 million judgment because somebody did the right thing, meaning my boy believed.
Let me finish, Reg. So when you came, it kind of like slowed the clock on the way the shit was going. And if it wouldn't have happened that way, a lot of shit, it would have just spiraled way sooner than what it did.
Nigga, y'all gonna have Suge Knight tied up in a motherfucking trunk of a car with a fucking gun in his mouth.
You gonna say y'all?
Happen.
Y'all?
We talking about gang. We talking about the mob, power, rule, little park niggas. That's what would have happened if Reggie Wright wouldn't have came. Y'all keep it real.
I just said it.
Y'all keep it real. That's what would have happened to Suge. And Suge knew it, and I knew it. And that's why Reggie came over there to hopefully stop it from happening.
Well, he did stop a lot of shit from happening. But
that was a good move on Suge's part to put Reggie Wright in position over there, because had he not been in position, I'm going to tell you, Death Row wouldn't have lasted a year.
No, it would have lasted longer than that.
We talking about when Suge went to prison. He talking about when Suge went to prison.
Oh, when Suge went to prison.
Man, they would have ran over. They would have been extorting his people, going up there messing with his accountants and everything.
Right.
You know that.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Reggie.
Because I definitely would have been up there. I want to.
Oh, yeah, it would have been ugly. It would have been chaos. I always laugh at people saying, "Oh, we leaving you in charge and all that." Man, I said they did that not because of Reggie, probably because of Reggie Sr., because of the fear that came along with Reggie Jr. or whatever.
Well, and I can say, Rez got a lot of brothers did checks when Suge was gone, because Suge shut everything down. Everything. And my brother, son graduation, she wasn't hearing none of that shit. And Rez got his check. And a lot of cats appreciated the fact that they did get their checks when Suge went to jail. You know, when Suge went to jail, Suge was shutting down cars and hitting that, what's that what you call them, button on cars where they won't start? Suge was doing it all.
So a kill switch, you know what the kill switch is?
Yeah, but he was in there, and Reggie was like, "You can't do these people like that, because these people was here before you went to jail. These people was down with you." So
Reggie was like, "These the homies. Fuck that."
Right. He took it. But let me tell you this, and let me tell you another thing. Not only did he protect the people that was around, but he protected Suge too, because you got to realize the stuff Suge was doing could have got him murked while he was in there.
You know what?
Phone call.
And I'm glad you said that. And I'm gonna say this: a lot of motherfuckers is speaking Suge this, Suge that, and they did this and that to him. Let me tell you something. Suge has some motherfucking like killers, time bombs on his goddamn team. And if Suge felt niggas was stressed, man, shit wouldn't have went the way people were saying it. It wasn't that easy. It wasn't that motherfucking easy.
Correct. It would have just caused a bigger rift between people than it did, I think. And he didn't know who to trust. I'm going to be honest, he didn't know who to trust at one point.
Well, and he had a right not to know, because some of the homies like myself felt a certain kind of way. And me personally, I ain't going to lie to you. I was mad 99.9% of the time at them motherfuckers.
You always you're an angry black man. They named a movie after you called Angry Black Man.
Well, I wouldn't give a fuck. That's what I was. That's what I was. So, opposed to stopping the bullshit when I had the opportunity, no, fuck that. Let shit be what it had to be. That's why I got out the motherfucking way and just let it be what it was.
Yeah.
But then after Alton was killed, then it's like, what the fuck? What the fuck? That's why I always blame self. You know what I'm saying? Because that's my little brother, and I allowed my little brother to run a motherfucking mouth and just he was with the business.
Yeah.
Just like the rest of them. And everybody understood their part and the role that they played in this shit.
Yeah.
No,
Hey,
I
Jay,
ain't mad at
I want to
you.
get back to answering a few questions.
All right, go ahead.
John tells me people are starting to fade out. We just want to recap for the people that just came in. Apparently, Keefe has been arrested for the murder or accessory or something. I'm sure they got a gang enhancement on this case as well for the murder of Tupac Shakur. And if you have a date of September the 29th, you are the winner of the Reggie Wright Bomb First Sweepstake, which is a joke in itself. But I'm sure Vegas PD, that's why I've been kind of prolonging this interview, letting it go as long as it has. And John gave me permission, but I'm sure they'll be doing a press conference real soon. And that's what I'm waiting for. So if any of y'all, while we on here, if y'all can be monitoring just to see, especially anybody that lives in Vegas, if I'm sure they're going to do it nationwide. But I'm told a press conference is going to go on about 12:30 today. So 12:30 Pacific Standard Time, 3:30 in the East Coast. And so I'm sure it'll be all over the news by then. I'm sure there's a lot of blogs and stuff like that has it. I'm not 100% sure, but 99% sure that he is already in custody. But of course, we want to hear from the DA office what charges he actually have in regards to the murder of Tupac Shakur. I have no shame. I know my boy Slice and James may have a different opinion, but I have no shame. And John, I know he's with me. We have no shame to a murderer, a person being accused for a murder, getting arrested, and going to court and let justice, not YouTube, not Reggie Wright, not anybody opinion, but just let the courts system take place. And so that's why I'm talking about it. The only reason about it, I would probably have an issue with it if Keefe was just laying at home and we didn't know who the hell he was. Never had a face to it. If this would have happened. So for those of y'all that don't like it, I understand. I understand, but Keefe made a mockery of this, of the death of Tupac Shakur. And so I have no problem making a mockery of his arrest. So that's my opinion, y'all. So I just wanted to recap that because I know a lot of y'all might have tapped in and wonder what the hell's going on. We just talking shit. We did talk and give a lot of substance at the beginning. If y'all go back and review the first hour, we had Mike Dorsey on, the co-producer of Murder Rap. And then we later brought on Slice, my boy. And then also, we about to bring Millie Mill on. Millie Mill calling me right now. Hold on, y'all. Let's see Millie Mill opinion. Hold on.
All y'all out there, John, do you think...
Okay, I got a Compton. Let me go right quick, Jay. Hey, Jay, let me just announce to everybody. I got my boy Professor, the Hood Postman, a Compton Real City G from Santana Block Crips, but he's a grown man, an adult now, and he's the Hood Postman. His show, Millie Mel. And I got your boy, a guy that I know you're good friends with, Slice. And I know you're real cool with my boy James McDonald. And then, of course, my boss, John. We all on the phone and we all on a conference call. And we just talking about the latest news. 100% sure that your boy been indicted, like I've been predicting. 99% sure that he's already in custody. And we'll just let you go from there. See what you heard, because I know your ears to the ground as well. What up, Melly Mel? Speak to Bomb First family.
Hey, what's going on, Bomb First? What's going on, Slice? Oh, we on live?
Yeah, we on live.
Oh, man, shout out to Bomb First, man. This is Professor Melly Mel, the little folks, man. Man, treat it like it's the first of the 50, because when the dope content hit, it's going to feel like it's dope. Hey, Reggie, what part of the day, what time did you get the news, the actual news that this was going down?
8 a.m.
8 a.m.
Yeah, and I got people 8:30 that told me that he was in custody, but I got confirmed from Shit, a very good source that he definitely was indicted and that they would be doing a press conference between 11:30 and 12:30 today. But then after that, other sites started breaking it. Me and John wasn't going to break it until about 11:30, but other people started beating us to the punch. And so we jumped on, and then I got calls from about 10 different people that he definitely has been taken into custody. But not law enforcement associate.
Out of all interviews that he's done, Reggie, what's your thoughts on what actually promoted or provoked the actual arrest?
Oh,
there's something that had to be triggering.
Yeah, the disrespect to the system. Totally disrespect to the system. By keep doing interviews and talking about it.
So you think it just was enough to where it caught up to him,
Yeah.
and they was able to actually put together.
Spend the money in the research, because you can find anything, man. They can find anything if they put the time and the resource to it. As you know, as we all know, people will talk. People love talking. And the only thing you have to do is get people to investigate it and put it to there, and you can get enough to get an arrest.
Yeah, but I think the person with Melly is asking, which interview do you think is that specific one that stand out? I think the one he did with Vlad, when Vlad was directly asking him questions like, okay, well, were you there? And what happened? And then what did you guys do with this? And he just kept him going back and forth over the information. And I just personally...
Like Vlad said, and I got an interview up for those of y'all haven't listened to it, that me and John did with Vlad. Well, John did with Vlad on Bomb First yesterday, where Vlad just said, hey, I just asked him the questions from this book.
There you go.
He had the book writer sitting right there next to him doing the interview.
There you go.
And so I only asked questions from his book.
I don't know what he was thinking, because he had to know that he was incriminating himself, because I don't know.
He's been getting away. Y'all gotta remember, he's been getting away with this. He's been getting away with this since 2012. Keefe has been to prison twice since he's been accused of the murder of Tupac. My point, y'all, that is...
James, what'd you say? What's your thoughts on it?
Man, I done said it a gang of times. He constantly putting himself there. If you implicating yourself as part of a crime, a murder, and then you putting it out there like fuck the police or whatever, you know them people gonna come at you. And you constantly, after listening to his own peers, Crips, whomever, telling him to shut the fuck up, nigga, you ain't woo-woo. And he continued to do it. My thing is, if he wouldn't have just kept doing what he was doing, he would have been all right. But he continued to put himself in a situation, knowing that this can come back and haunt him. And he continued. Ain't nobody fault but his.
And where's John? Is John still with us?
I'm here, yeah.
You know, John stayed behind the scenes.
Yeah, John away in. He just have us on mute, so that's why he got a little delay. But go ahead, John.
What do you want to know? What I think?
I think, let me say this to you, John. It took me a minute not necessarily a minute, to understand where the bomb first came from, right? And I think that was genius. Bomb first, Tupac.
Yeah.
I think that was deep, man. That was deep. I appreciate that. But what's your thoughts on this whole scenario and chain of events for this morning?
I mean, I feel like if you're going to go on public websites or public YouTubes and confirm more or less that you did a crime, then you're going to need to pretty much be prepared to go down for it, or at least entertain the fact that could happen. So Reggie's been calling for it for over a year, like he said it's happening. So, and there's a lot of stuff that Reggie gets information-wise that we can't say publicly. But we pretty much known that this day was coming. It's just a matter of what day it was going to actually happen.
Well, I'm going to go with the old trope. Loose lips sink ships.
Yep.
Should have kept quiet.
Definitely.
You know that, and Keefe D knows that better than anybody because of where he come from and who he and the things he represented. You know, you think those people over there is happy about any of that? No, they're not. Because they're gonna, whether they like it or dislike it, they're gonna always be associated to what he did versus who they are. They're always gonna look at them for that very reason, and I think that's gonna be a setback for that section of Compton.
So, Mel, do you think the city of Las Vegas convicted him already, regardless of? And I'm talking about public-wise and the police.
Well, he's definitely being tried. He's definitely being tried in public. I think that he was a little bit too arrogant with it. I think he should have just been more humble about it. Me personally, I would have never done an interview. Personally,
Let me say this. I don't think until I see this press conference from Vegas, I don't know if they're doing it publicly or not. Because if they're doing it publicly, they would have did it. They would have had the news camera out there like they did when they raided the house. We don't have no news footage of him in handcuffs yet. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think they did it publicly. But let me just say this: a DA filing the case from 27 years ago, his deputies up under him would get fired, get signed to traffic if they embarrass them like that, bringing a case to him, and it comes back with a not guilty verdict. After 27 years, you're going to bring something up? No, trust me, they feel as though that they have a winner.
How do you even pick a jury for something like this, Reggie?
It's white people that ain't never heard of this shit. It's white folks out there in the innocent that ain't never heard of this. We on YouTube, so we know this. We don't get it's a 100.
So we get a jury of his peers then. If you say white folks out of
there's black folks that don't know about this. My grandmama don't know this Tupac Shakur. Well, she knows Tupac.
Let me say this. What planet you living on, Reggie?
There's people that don't know Keefe.
Knock it off, Reggie.
Oh my God, y'all live in a different world.
Reggie, let me say this. Reggie, let me say this.
Y'all live in a different world.
Let me say this to you. Yeah, okay. Reggie, Vegas is not a very big place. News like this doesn't hit everybody. People, let's just say, old folks.
They know the rest, but they don't know all the.
I know they don't, but they know what the fuck going on. This is what
Trust me, they don't know all this stuff that we know that we be listening to. Trust me, mama.
On MSNBC, Fox News is on CNN. If they didn't know, they know that.
A guy named Tupac Shakur got shot 27 years ago, and a guy named Keefe. Watch how many newscaster can't even pronounce his name. Keith Davis or Dwayne. His name is Dwayne Keith Davis. Dwayne Keith Davis got arrested for. No, I'm telling y'all, people don't know like y'all think. People don't know like y'all think. We know this because this. Well, it's a lot of people out there that don't know about this.
But Reggie, they don't care about nothing.
I mean, to know all the elements. Huh?
They don't care about no jury. They don't care. The judge is going to determine whether you innocent or whether you not. And normally they're going to convict you. Because I remember when they did OJ real dirty. They said they charged OJ with kidnapping. And that wasn't the right charge.
Well, when you move somebody from a room to a room, that's kidnapping.
No, he didn't move. No, Reg, listen.
Oh, my God.
Move nobody from no room. We just went in and said, don't let nobody out. That's unlawful detention.
Yeah, that's unlawful detention, but he moved them from a room to another room.
No, they didn't move to no room.
Oh, Jesus, goddamn, fight everything you fight me on. No, trust me, it's from a room to a room. It's from a room to a room. That's what we held up to kill now.
He went in the room. He went in and said, don't let nobody out. That's
That's a lawful detention. That's called a lawful detention. That's not
That's
kidnapping.
what he should have been charged with.
He moved him from. They got the kidnapping because he moved from a room to another room.
No, he didn't move from no room. He just took his stuff out the room.
All right.
Hey, bottom line, they felt OJ got away with one in L.A. You ain't gonna get away with one in here. And he was convicted on that.
OJ was guilty of both of those crimes. Fuck y'all. OJ was guilty of both of those crimes. Fuck y'all. And he's still out. And why they went after OJ? Because he came back laughing at y'all. He came back laughing. That's what niggas, everybody want to joke and laugh and talk about people, man. I keep telling y'all.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why they call
If you're guilty, leave this shit alone. That's why I laugh when motherfuckers say, already you guilty, you going, you next, and all that. Trust me, I would not be as vocal if I was. Huh?
Have you ever heard what Judge Joe Brown said about the OJ case?
Joe Brown is the biggest conspirator in America right now. Joe Brown is a joke. He be on a. Y'all go listen to the stuff he be talking on that show he be doing.
I listen to him from time to time, but he do take things a little too far.
Oh, Joe, but you know, hey, shit, Joe the fool.
He was a judge, Reggie.
Yeah, but I like to see what those judges were. You know what I mean? Who they really were. You know, if they were traffic courts and all of that. A lot of them. Everybody put on a robe. Now, Steve Harvey got a fucking robe on now. I'm talking about he a judge. Arbitration judge. He got a show now. He's an arbitration judge.
Oh, yeah. Judge Jerry Springer did that shit, too.
Yeah, man. They make a mockery out of that. Shit, y'all think Dr. Phil is a doctor. He ain't nothing but a... never mind. I ain't gonna start talking about people. These guys are not who... Yeah. But anyway. What was your question? Oh.
I pitched the idea to Reg. Hey, look, check this out, Melly and James. I pitched the idea to Reg. He didn't even jump on it. It was going to be called Hood Court. And I said, we do Hood Court and get Snoop to be the judge. I ain't heard from Reg yet. Reg's like, that's not okay, but I don't know.
I know a bomb first. I have to start something all over. Okay, man, be careful. I have to start all over. Bomb first people only want to hear about... They don't even want to hear about music stuff no more. It's bad. That's what John get mad. He was like, we got to get back to music stuff. Let's leave all this conspiracy stuff alone. I'm like, okay.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, these people's ears are only tuned in for certain things.
Yeah.
And that's what they want to hear, regardless to
Controversy.
anything else that's going on.
But Slice got some good stories. Slice got a Roy Summer story he won't tell. Slice got all type of stories he won't tell me. He won't let me put on there.
I got to get the green light from these niggas, man.
I know.
They got on my door, Melly.
You got the Tony Jackson story.
Hold on. Melly Mel know the same niggas I know. Melly Mel ain't did it on this show, so hey. We got to get the green light from these niggas, man.
Hey, I got a couple people that gave some super chats. I got to let John acknowledge all the way back to my boy Belmont, Big John. If you can acknowledge him for me. Antonio,
yeah.
We appreciate the love.
Yep, Fab Mac, we appreciate you. Andrew Arellano, yeah, I probably butchered that, I'm sorry. Let me scroll back up, let's see. It's been the last 30, 40 minutes. Theodore Belmont, appreciate you in Canada. And you think that's all we got so far? Not all we got so far, but you know what I mean. Oh, one just came in.
Yeah.
Sly, Tendencies 87. Keefe is taunting the feds. Of course they got him. That's his comment.
Okay, the feds know he have nothing to do with this case, y'all. And let me just clear up this, y'all. Before all these criminal justice knowing motherfuckers on YouTube start talking like Carpethead and all of them, and then even though Genie talking about the feds gonna come in and get him out. That's too much TV, y'all. There's two different court systems.
But Keefe finna divulge some new information on Puff Daddy and anybody else that he hasn't already told on. So that's what
You can talk, but you gotta be able to prove it.
He got chips. He gonna prove it. Come on, man. You
better have some comments from but that's not gonna stop the DA. Y'all go watch The Wire, and y'all see in The Wire, they showed y'all how state courts and federal agents be fighting with each other. The better one is Power. How
didn't you just say too much motherfucking TV? Why is you naming that shit?
Because I try to relate to people, James. I try to say
shit ain't
people, real. But it relates because they tell stories, James, and try to make people understand that the state court, a state cop don't have no authority in the federal system, and a federal system don't have no authority in the state court.
Right.
They're two different courts. And people just think the feds can just walk in and get you out, and the U.S. attorney.
But the feds can supersede the jurisdiction.
They could, but of the same crime. But you take them both, they still got to go through the same systems. They still got to go through it. And whoever got you in custody has custody of the body first. And that's who you go do time with. Ask Michael Dorsey, who time did he do first? The feds or the state? He did the state time. Then he went and did the fed time. Ask Suge Knight. Suge Knight went and did state time on the violation. Then he went after that and had to do an additional 6 months federal time for his federal violation. In two different courts. But TV shows us to make us think the feds can just walk in and take their bodies. No, they can't. Not if a state court judge issue a warrant or anything. Now, DA's, the Booty situation.
Reggie, let me ask this.
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't the feds on TPD case?
It was a federal task force that did the time and to investigate him with some state cops, some city cops, which that's why you had LAPD, but they got what they call federalized. They were made federal agents. They were put on a task force, and they were federalized. They do that a lot now from the 80s from the drug gang, because federal agents were generally geeks, smart motherfuckers with all of this technology and equipment and all of that, but they didn't know people on the street. They'll go and say, there's a Melly Mel out there from Compton. They wouldn't know who the fuck a Melly Mel was, and so they had to go to the local cop or Bobby Baker or somebody like that and say, Bobby Baker, who is this Melly Mel that we hear pushing all of this cocaine and stuff? And then he'd be like, oh, he's this guy from Santana Block Grill, this, and this. And so what they did is they said, okay, we're going to do a task force, and we're going to put you state cops on the task force and make y'all federal agents so y'all can travel on the planes with your guns and y'all can move from state to state and all of that. And they federalized them temporarily. And they put them, what they call that putting you on loan. And so they put you on loan to the DEA office. They put you on loan to the FBI agent office. You have a lot of city cops that did that. Billy Bell know a few of them. He know Bobby Baker. Trust me, Bobby Baker took down a lot of dudes from Compton. He know Mark Anderson. Took down a lot of dudes from because they were put on a federal task force working along those agents. And so that's what started happening in the 80s and the 90s. And so the cops got on the task force, and they became, so they made Garrett Cadine's and some of the LAPD cops on a federal task force. And when they did this task force, they were working up under them with DEA agents, LAPD cops, sheriffs, all of them. But they were on a big task force, but the DEA supervisor was in charge of them. And that was the unit that Greg Kadine was over, even though he was an LAPD. He was an LAPD cop. He was put in charge of the investigation.
So after they figured they solved the case or they got what they want, everybody go back to their position.
Well, what happened, unfortunately, why this case didn't come to the head sooner, is because Greg Kadine got in trouble on another federal task force that he did, the George Torres case. He got caught, and his reputation and his name got messed up.
That's Uno, right?
Yeah, the guy from Uno, for withholding some evidence. And that messed up his name, but that didn't deband the task force. So Greg got taken off the task force. And so after that time...
What I'm saying is, the case went back to the state.
It always was in the state courts. It always in the state court, just get investigated under a task force. But what they really were doing was got him on a drug federal task force drug case. They caught Keefe D. Keefe D whole family would be, and that's the one thing Keefe D tell the truth about, where he say he saved his family and a lot of people from going to prison. Do Rock, all of those niggas. What he did, he saved a lot of people from going to prison. I'll be the first to say that. But where I always get on him from is because once he did that, he did more that he don't talk about. There's about 10 other people in Compton that would have been indicted. Pat Johnson himself, if things would have happened that Keefe Diaz was doing, that he was working against. All type of people like that Keefe D was working and snitching on. Even Von Zip, that shit he went to did in New York, where he was going working. That's the only problem and that's the only reason I ever talk bad about Keefe D on that part. I don't have a problem. Me, y'all may, and y'all should, but I understand what the nigga did as far as saving his family. I did it pretty much myself when I had to get on the sword, because I could have easily took my case to, but it wasn't worth it. Definitely wasn't on the scale that Keefe D was, because my shit was weed, his shit was sherm. It's a big difference in the system. But he could have, a lot of people could have gotten in trouble. And I wonder, that would be my only question to him. Do he regret doing what he did, or did he enjoy the last 15 years of freedom he had? And he might have been walking out of jail right now on the PCP case. Who knows? I know people out that then only did 19, 20 years that had life sentence. I wonder, if he regret what he done. I don't know. But I'm sure his sister, his brothers, and all of them, deep down, really thank you if they believe what happened. I know some people from Fruittown where their sister, all Jackie did, I'm going to say that and I'll leave it alone so people on there know what I'm talking about. All she did, she was rolled in the parking lot. They saw her at the gas station, and one of the big homies from Fruittown said, tell 8-Ball to bring the stuff. And she went back and told 8-Ball to bring the stuff, and she got 5 years for that. So, they ended up getting 15, 20 years, but now they out and they free. And, you just wonder, is it worth it? But the only person now that seems like going to go to prison is Keefe D. So, I think he made the right decision myself. What y'all think about that scenario?
Well, I think you beat one to get time for the other one, when you could have walked away from both of them. And you didn't do that because with this podcast shit and what people were paying you to come on their show, just to talk about, got you hemmed up, put you in the mix.
Yeah, that's what could have them so angry at him right now. I'm sure they all angry at him now.
Right. No, but he should be mad at himself, because at some point you got to step back and say, there's no statute of limitation on murder. What I'm doing to myself is burying myself. I could potentially go to jail at some point. And I'm not dropping names, but like I said, Compton Crips, people that he know, people from different hoods, has explained to him that you should be quiet. Some things you're saying is not...
You know what they say in the press conference is on, y'all? John, pick it up and see if you can do it and put it on.
Do they say what channel?
I don't know if it's a press conference or just Channel 5. Well, I'm sure that's the lead story on Channel 5. I just wonder if the DA is showing it and talking about it.
Okay. You guys... okay. I don't have a TV in the room that I'm in, Reggie. If I move the phone...
James, can you turn Channel 5 real quick?
A magazine that featured Tupac, numerous photographs, 40 caliber bullets, and a copy of Davis's memoir. Davis has long been known to investigators, and in his memoir, Davis said he was in the front passenger seat of the Cadillac and had slipped the gun used in the killing into the back seat.
Yeah, that's not the DA.
The shots were fired. He implicated that his nephew Orlando Anderson was one of two people in that backseat. The shooting apparently happened after a casino brawl involving Anderson, Shakur, and others. Anderson denied any involvement and died years later in a shooting in Compton. Now, a news conference is scheduled to come up in the next half hour. We'll be monitoring
12:30.
what happens in the 1 o'clock hour. Reporting live in the newsroom, Kimberly Shea, Keefe.
Well, they said 1 o'clock.
Well, no, they said in the next 1 o'clock they're gonna report, but it's 30 minutes, 12:30. So my source is right. So there's gonna be a news conference done by the DA in Vegas, where all this shit Reggie and John and everybody talking about, where the DA, y'all will hear straight from the DA mouth. So at 12:30, everybody should be by your TV, because I'm sure CNN, MBS, NBC, everybody's gonna be there and gonna be running it, and then y'all can hear straight from the DAs. Because everything we talking about, you know, he could just be arrested for conspiracy after the fact, accessory, or gang, some type of gang charge. You know.
Well, if they do convict, the way Vegas do it, you know how Vegas will say 10 to 25, and they can hold him that long. You know what I'm saying? So that's the crazy part. They can give him 3 to 20. And if accessory after the fact, that's 9 to 20 years. So that's how they're gonna work that out there. So I don't know. I'm gonna wait to see what's going on, and then we can talk about it. Yeah, James is right. He's right. We can talk about it after he's gone. But the only thing that don't set right with me, and I know it probably don't set right with nobody else, is when he said, and I wish he wouldn't have said this. I was like, please don't do it. It's when he said, I gave him the gun. I put the gun in the back seat. If you just was in the car and something happened, that's different. But when you say you took the actual situation and put the situation in the hand, so they can actually say, well, you the one that actually did the shooting.
Yeah.
If you're gonna reconvene, let me know. And
appreciate it, Melly. Appreciate the respect, man. You keep doing what you're doing with your channel. If y'all don't know about Melly Mill, I know y'all know about this channel. But if y'all don't go over there supporting, Melly Mill is more active.
The Hood Postman.
The Hood Postman. And man, if y'all love gang and hood stories, I'm telling you, I sit on there daily. I don't comment because I know people don't like me, but trust me, I'll be listening daily to Mel. I love the way that brother speaks.
Okay, will do.
Hey, hit me up, Mel.
Okay, Slice.
All right.
Man, thanks again, once again. All right, John. First.
Mel. Yep. That's another dude that back in the day, y'all, he was a very active. Well, I don't like to say that. He was very well known in the Santana Block Crip area of Compton. I'll just say that. But a lot of people get mad at me because I always say, other than myself, he probably talked to more gang members daily than anybody in the state of, in the county of Los Angeles. And I really do believe that. Him and my boy Brian, DC. Brian talked to a lot too, but yeah. Okay.
So I'm gonna get back.
Try to get to a couple. Go ahead.
James, Reggie, Wright, and John, I appreciate the call, man. I'm gonna get back.
I appreciate you always taking my call, Slice. And brother, man, I respect the hell out of you, man. To keep the strive, and I'm gonna get you back on so we can tell some good stories, man. Because I know you got friends over there on that side, but we're gonna tell some good positive stories. So we'll get a plan together.
We'll get it in. We're gonna get it in, man. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna wait until everything is said and done, and then let's all reconvene. Right. Here go another one right here. Hold up, man.
23.
Oh, they got a picture of him and everything.
Is he in cuffs or just that one with him in that white T-shirt?
No, this is K-Cal.
And his memoir to be in the car from which the shots were fired.
He's in jail.
Yeah.
Hit me up, y'all. Signing off.
Appreciate you, Slice.
Yes, sir.
July police raided a home in the Las Vegas area in Henderson that was tied to Davis. Police are holding a briefing in about a half hour. We will bring you that conference that President Live.
Okay, they saying the same thing in about.
Yeah. At 12:30, you know, it ain't gonna be nothing new until 12:30. Until y'all see that DA on his face, that's the one y'all want to see. Trust me.
Right.
And once we see that DA and hear that DA, that's where all your factual news, all this shit that Reggie Wright reporting, that other people go reporting, it's just all hearsay. They're not gonna say much. They just gonna tell you the charges. They may tell you his bail, and they gonna confirm 100% sure that he's in custody.
Reggie, let me ask you this: if people did talk to the grand jury, considering now that they're charging him, will those same people have to go back and testify in a trial?
They can, and those testimonies will be turned over to KPD attorney.
Gotcha.
So it won't be no more hiding.
Okay.
It's gonna be out there. So people that don't want, I didn't go to no grand jury, I don't know. It's gonna come out, and that's what it'll be exposed. But that's the one good thing about the United States court system is that you have to face your accusers. People that's making statements to you. You know, I think there's some laws regarding kids and how they do it. But anybody else, generally, you gonna know that what they said and what they did.
Right.
You know, now you can have anonymous informants. Anonymous informants told me this or that, but then it has to be followed up by actual evidence that did occur or happen. Just like Keefe is technically, he's a co-conspirator by always bringing up Puffy name, or if he does bring up Puffy name, but it's something else other than him just saying Puffy did this will have to be proven. Is all I've been trying to say. Let
me ask you this, Reg.
Yeah.
If they did go that way, would KPD can they charge him with conspiracy to commit?
Okay.
If they put Puffy in the mix of that,
they could if they had something. And I'll explain it again because I know a lot of people jumped on. They will have to go and then find that check that was deposited into Von Zip's account. They will have to then probably prove that Von Zip didn't have a record label, and that, you know, just like pretty much laundering money. They'll have to find so much. You know, he never tried to book no studio time. He never did this or did that. Why? He will have to show why you could have. We got this guy saying that this is what happened. We got this guy saying this, and we got you submitting a check, giving a check to a Von Zip guy that didn't have an artist, never put anybody in the studio. What's going on? What's this about? If I was on a jury, if I was a judge, that might stand, but it definitely would stand if I presented that in front of a jury on a civil case. Yes.
But that do give him an additional charge, right?
Who?
Would they come at him like that?
Who?
KPD, would they come at him and say...
But they already came. That's why they took him to New York to try to get him to talk to Von Zip. Well, Von Zip was smart enough not to talk. Von Zip was... What you talking about? Hey, I don't... And then they tried to get him just to do a case. They tried to get him to get, you know, so they can get a Sherm case on him to get him to talk. Y'all know who the missing link to all of this? I don't tell y'all this. I said it before. Nobody really heard it. Oxy Brown. Oxy Brown. If I was a cop investigating this, I'll be all up Foxy Brown ass. But y'all say why? Oxy Brown was at both locations. She's one of the few people who was at both locations, but that ain't no big thing, you know. But Foxy Brown was allegedly the one that was in the car with Zip. And if she put Zip at that, well, anyway, I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna do that to Foxy Brown. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, I'll talk too much. But, yeah. But anyway, yeah. Foxy Brown could be an important person in this case. That's all I'll say.
You just said it. Okay.
I'll just leave it there. I gotta put an ending on something. I just left it there. Yeah. What else?
Now we just gotta wait and see what happens. Let's just see what goes on.
Yeah. Like I said, 12:30. They'll be on the press conference. They'll probably be a little late, so it'll probably be like 12:35, 12:40. But I'm sure, trust me, they're in Vegas right now. Meeting. Reggie's next. I do have a little tax issue. I owe about $25,000 on some taxes. My aunt just gave me the bad news today. Like, nigga, you better come over 25 G's to pay the taxes. So, but they do have something called a payment plan. But that's about all Reggie Wright is doing. That's about all Reggie Wright doing wrong right now, y'all. So, yeah. If you're hoping for Reggie Wright to go to jail, I don't even know what I could do to go to jail now. I don't even try no more. So,
somebody just said, you next?
Yeah, they always say that. They throw that jab. They want so bad something that happened in the Biggie case. You know, they got this snitch out there talking about, I gave the gun and this gun and all of that. And I took it from Fatal, and that's the gun that killed Tupac, I guess. I don't know. They don't even know that they get the Biggie situation mixed up with the Tupac shit because they so stupid. But hey, yeah, if trust me, if Keefe D could have gave up Reggie Wright, he would have been there gave up Reggie Wright or something. If Rafael Perez and David Beck could have gave up Reggie Wright, they would have been there gave up Reggie Wright when they were facing all that year in prison. So y'all get a life with that shit. But at least y'all keep my name popping. I always tell y'all, good publicity, bad publicity is publicity. So y'all can talk about me any type of way. Only reason it just hurt me. It hurt me when they accused me of having something to do with the murder of Tupac. And I'm glad that's been proven to the majority of the people. It's going to always be idiots. But the majority of the people that Reggie Wright didn't have nothing to do with that shit. And that's all I care about. Is my name was connected to that. Other bullshit, man, y'all can come at me all day. Don't really give a damn. Use a cop, can't, okay, I know. Puffy, I haven't been a cop for 28 years yet. So, I tell y'all, cops hate Reggie Wright more than they hate you stupid motherfuckers, to be honest. Just saying it. Reggie taking jabs. Yeah, I do that a little bit. Y'all know anything about Reggie Wright? I know a lot of y'all don't know me, but I talk a lot of shit. I talk a lot of shit. D. Will, what up, buddy? I'm in Cali. Somebody daughter in trouble. My boy D. Will in town. Yeah, that's my boy. That's the dude I had pull up on Timmy one time and was hanging out with Timmy Rue one day in Compton.
Yeah, he told me.
Yeah, he a good dude. But that nigga, man, he be pulling some of the baddest chicks. He be showing me pictures. I was like, man, I'm married. I'm a happy married man now. I say, well, keep the pictures coming. He will. Good dude. What else? Yeah. Reggie, let me put my glasses on, read some of the comments. Reggie, acting your birthday over Keefe D. Okay. I don't know what you meant by that, but I mean, let me say this about Keefe D. The only ill will I have towards Keefe D, y'all, is he kept bragging about it. If Keefe D would have left this shit alone, I'll be honest, it's 27 years. I might have would have. I wouldn't be on his head so much. But if this wouldn't happen, he would have kept on with it, right? They were talking about doing movies with Keefe D and Orlando and all of them. There's really people out there, but was in the process of doing paperwork, a deal with them. Some close to me. I had a deal for them. And I had to badmouth that and get in the middle of that. The squad said, no, if you're going to do a deal with somebody, you need to be doing it from Michael Dorsey's perception. You need to be doing it from this person's perception.
Perspective.
Why are you talking to this person? You need to be talking to the daughters. Those are the ones that's in charge of that man's estate. But anyway, I'll leave that alone. But my point is, if they wouldn't have made a mockery of it, kept it 100, then I would have left it alone. But he kept jabbing. He made a mockery of this. Y'all was over there, a lot of y'all were over there laughing with him on this. A lot of y'all was. Oh, he's funny. He got me laughing. He got me cracking up. Is that how you do about people you really supposedly like? How y'all claim the love and their respect and all that for Tupac? Do y'all think Tupac's sister really like hearing that? Do y'all really? I don't know. I wouldn't. I know James wouldn't like it if we were doing that about country. He would be in y'all ass.
Why you put me in it?
I just try to make people relate. Yeah, but I didn't mean to like that because I know you hurt somebody, to be honest, so that's why I can. Yeah. Don't make a mockery of it, you know? That's my opinion. It happened. That's the part of the game in some people's world.
Oh, I just say, even though
Reggie is jealous of Keefe. Why would I be jealous of a motherfucker that? Did y'all see that nigga house when he got raided? Come on. Did y'all see how that nigga looked? That nigga be sweating and everything. He has no teeth. He barely could. Okay. I'm not jealous of Keefe, man. Never have been. I never really envy too many other men. To be honest, I might be envying. Damn, he got that. But I'm one type of nigga to know once you get a chick, once you get one woman, it's like, okay, it's over. The thrill is over. So I'm jealous of men that have relationships with their son and their fathers, and you know, going to baseball games and sitting at the basketball games and stuff with them, and just with them and their family, their wives and everybody, their mom, everybody love them. That's what I'm jealous of.
Reg, you still got your pops, though.
I know, but I'm just saying that's what I be envy when I see, because I can't go to the game with him right now. You know, that's all me and my dad. John, I tell y'all, that's all me and my dad did. Anybody that knew from the jump, me and my dad was sitting at every Laker game. He still got to see sitting there together.
Right.
I haven't been able to do that in the last 3 years. But I'm saying stuff like that is what gives me envy. I'm jealous of people that have relationships. You know, that's and I don't even jealous of that. I just envy that. That's what I look up to. That's what I strive to. Strive to want to be.
I'm not paying attention to it because I ain't never had it. And, you know.
But you have a relationship with people. Look at the relationship you got with your grandson. Look at that relationship, man. That's something to feel good about, man.
Oh, I do. He balances me. Before I think stupid, I think about him. I look at him. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we balance each other. I get that.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm damn near 60 years old. I don't have time to be on that level or associating myself with shit like this no more. You know what I'm saying? But I refuse to be on anything and contradict myself and say, oh, why would he? No, that's the life we used to fucking live. So I can't, even with Keefe D's situation, the only thing about it is he put himself in that situation. Am I mad at him because he allegedly committed a crime? No. 99.9% of the motherfuckers on the street done live this life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when people speak on shit that has no clue about this street shit, that's the crazy part about it. How can you come in and say, I was looking dead at the motherfucker the whole time he was shooting at him.
And he did breakdancing. And his bullet was dancing and breakdancing.
And that's a total lie. The average motherfucker that hears shots, he gonna fucking duck. I ain't finna keep my head up and motherfucking shooting with a Uzi. Nigga, you fucking around and get your cap filled. So that's the kind of shit that's irritating. But all the shit that we used to do, I don't condone it. Now is I see shit different. But you can't go and crucify because of, what it is. You know what I'm saying? But if he'd have got away with it like 27 years, you had 27 years to reflect on that shit and move on. So you chose to live a certain kind of way and stay up under that bullshit ass umbrella. Come on, man. The average nigga out here representing the hood ain't really doing gangbanging shit, but they still claiming that shit. No, you're associating, and it's just totally different. And I think that, we just got to think about what the fuck we doing and how we do it. Period. Yeah. All that other shit, man, Reg, I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn what another motherfucker do. It ain't for me to question.
Yeah.
Pretty much none of it, especially going on social media and telling the whole goddamn world what I've done. I'm not finna do that.
Yeah. That was on a level to me of like when OJ wrote the book, If I Did It, I just don't know how disrespectful bragging about shit is to people. Gene Deal say he gets mad at me because I call and he don't like me because I talked about Biggie. That's how we supposed to be. I'm not mad at him for that opinion. When you know people and have a relationship with people, you're supposed to get mad when people cap at them and talk about them. Don't use them for entertainment. If you're there just for entertainment, then that's cool. But admit that.
Well, that's what social media is, entertainment.
Some people use it for knowledge. Some people looking for it, for value and understand. I believe.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They are.
And when I was speaking on that, and that's one thing I respect about John. Y'all don't know about John. John keep himself. But John Hyla, he has a daughter now. And he has his daughters, his daddy and daughter time. Shit, Reggie don't call him doing no 4 or 5 hours of that day when they having that time.
Right.
And so that's what, I'm just here to try to teach y'all that's what life is about. When people say you hating on this person or you doing this or you doing that. All I'm just trying to say, man, and I'm trying to put out to y'all, respect family. Respect family and your time with people you love. Even if they're not a family member, it's whoever you call in your corner. Respect that time and appreciate that time. Because I'll be honest, there was a time in my life when I didn't. I took a lot of stuff for granted. I looked at money and value making money and doing stuff over family. And that money gone. That family's still there, or that friend.
Well, I don't know what to tell you about that, but I can kick my family ass. I can fuck up.
You got a sister right now. I say something bad about her, you be ready to kill me. So you got family members that you love like that.
Oh, I love all of them, but I'm ready to kick their ass.
Oh, trust me, I'll be ready. I argue with my daddy more than I argue with anybody in life.
But see, you got to stop arguing with him.
But my dad, let me just tell you that my daddy is my biggest. Man, my daddy probably closer to love me more than my wife loved me. And I believe that. My daddy would do stuff for me quicker than my wife, my son, and my mama would do for me.
James, if you see the press conference come on, will you
That's why I've been kind of stuttering, because I'm going to it as well.
Okay.
I got Channel 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, so but you know they always late.
Yeah.
But I got to. Oh, is somebody calling me? Hold on 1 second.
Thanks to everybody that's on the live that's staying with us until this comes on. Hopefully they're working.
You got a daughter, huh?
Yeah, she's about 18 months now. So, yeah.
You enjoying that, huh?
Yeah. Well, now that she's starting, now that she walks and starts to say words and talks and stuff, it's so much better. It's when they're so little, you're just keeping them alive pretty much. You can't do a whole lot with them, but as they start to become, get their own personalities and stuff, that's when it starts being fun. So
it started at 2.
Yeah.
And at 2 was my worstest time.
Okay.
Because that little boy, they get bad, they curious,
Yeah.
they being all kind of shit. But it's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah. So she'll be 2 in April, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I got Lionel 7 now.
Okay.
And
so you can have full-on conversations with him now, right? More or less? You can have full conversations with him now? More or less?
Oh, yeah, we fight every morning. We fight every day. Every day.
Yeah.
So it's every year is different. Every year is something new.
Yeah.
So I'm already on it.
Yeah. Did it go quick from him being younger to older now, or is it as long as it was, you can feel it?
Say that again.
Did he grow up quick, or do you feel like it was it put years on you?
Well, time definitely flew by.
Yeah.
And out of this 5.5, 6 years, I slowed down a lot of shit. The motorcycles, all that shit. I just registered my bike from 17.
Yeah.
And I didn't ride my motorcycle because I couldn't put him on the motorcycle. And, he go everywhere I go. So, the time went by fast. It went by fast. Now here I am doing homework, sitting here, taking time out. Me and him go out in the backyard and, I got a little garden.
Uh-huh.
And you go back there and water the grass and all that shit.
Oh, okay.
So he's definitely.
That was Lad I was just talking to. He was just calling to see what's up.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. He didn't want to get on the live stream, huh?
He didn't, but he told me he's gonna do some stuff with the video.
Okay.
And he might even post it on this channel. Yeah. He goes. Post it up for us.
Nice.
Anyway, we'll figure it out. Yeah, he goes help us.
54.
Okay.
Here we go right here.
Oh, he's on?
Yeah.
Okay. What channel is that?
5.
Okay, it's on channel 5. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's the press conference on channel 5, y'all.
It's far from over.
Go ahead, play it up so people that's not out here can hear it.
It has taken countless hours, really decades, of work by the men and women of our homicide section to get to where we are today. Several of those detectives that are standing here with us, Detective Cliff Mock, the lead detective on this case. He's detective on this case.
Reggie, turn yours off. It's echoing.
Okay, I'll tell you. Okay, I'll turn mine down.
To this police department, I'm here to tell you that was
I'll
simply
turn mine down.
It was not the case back then, and it is not the case today. Our goal at LVMPD has always been to hold those accountable and responsible for Tupac's violent murder accountable. Just like we do for every homicide victim in our city. Every single victim, every life that is lost is important and remains a priority for this police department. As we methodically built this case to move forward with an arrest, it was also important that at the same time, we're building towards a successful prosecution.
work closely with our esteemed District Attorney, Steve Wilson, in his office to ensure that is going to happen. Mr. Davis's own words reinvigorated our case in 2018. I'm going to give you some of those details, and I'm going to introduce to you our homicide lieutenant, Jason Johansson, and he will provide you many of the details on how we got here today. Okay.
Thank you, Sheriff, and thank you, everybody, for being here today. My name is Jason Johansson, and I'm the homicide lieutenant with the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. And my goal here today is to walk you through our investigation and what led us to the indictment of Dwayne Davis, also known as Keefe, for the murder of Tupac Shakur. This case has been reviewed by our homicide team and homicide detectives for over 2.5 decades. And ultimately, our persistence in this investigation has paid off. Let me walk you through a timeline of events as we know them right now. Prior to September 7th of 1996, as we all know, Tupac Shakur was an artist who was signed with Death Row Records. And that Death Row Records and its CEO, Mary Suge Knight, were closely affiliated with the Mob Piru criminal street gangs, and that they had an ongoing feud with the Southside Compton Crips. Dwayne Davis was the leader and shot caller of the Southside Compton Crips. And both of these gangs operated out of the Southern California area of Compton. On the night of September 7th of 1996, Tupac Shakur, along with Suge Knight, and members of their entourage, which include members of Mob Piru, came to Vegas to attend the Mike Tyson's fight at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. Members of the Southside Compton Crips, which included Dwayne Davis, along with his nephew, Orlando Anderson, were also in attendance at the same event. As both were leaving the fight, members of Death Row Records spotted Orlando Anderson near an elevator bank inside the MGM, and at that time they began to kick and punch him near that elevator bank. I will now show you hotel security footage, as many of you have already seen, related to this incident. And on this incident, you will see Tupac Shakur, who's wearing a shiny satiny shirt, along with Mary Suge Knight, who's a large man in a brown suit, punching and kicking Orlando Anderson. Following this incident, you'll see hotel security intervene, and then they will leave the area of the fight. Little did anyone know that it is this incident right here that would ultimately lead to the retaliatory shooting and death of Tupac Shakur. Following this incident, Tupac and Suge Knight both left the MGM to make their way to a post-fight party, which was to occur at a local nightclub. At the same time, word had spread amongst members of the Southside Compton Crips of what had occurred inside the MGM. And then that's when Dwayne Davis began to devise a plan to obtain a firearm and retaliate against Suge Knight and Mr. Shakur for what occurred inside the hotel against Mr. Anderson. After Davis obtained a gun, he entered into a white Cadillac along with Terrence Brown, DeAndre Smith, and Orlando Anderson. Based on our investigation, this is where we know they were seated. At some point in time, as they were in the white Cadillac, Mr. Davis took the gun that he had obtained and provided it to the passengers in the rear seat of the vehicle. As they were driving west on Flamingo Road near Cobalt, they located a black BMW, which was driven by Suge Knight, and in the passenger seat was Tupac Shakur. And as they turned around, they pulled up near the passenger side of that vehicle and immediately began shooting at Mr. Knight and Mr. Shakur. Following that shooting, the white Cadillac fled the area southbound on Cobalt. And after officers arrived on scene, Tupac was later transported to the University Medical Center, where he was treated medically and died approximately 6 days later on September 13th. My homicide section handled this investigation from its onset and for a short amount of time. And within a short amount of time, what we knew was that we were working a gang investigation where our victims, our witnesses, and our suspects were all from Southern California and not local to Las Vegas. Within the first few months of the investigation, our detectives knew most of the information I just briefed you on. However, we never had the necessary evidence to bring this case forward and present it for criminal charges.
Clean that shit up.
As time went on, this case had been reviewed multiple times by different investigators assigned to my section, but it wasn't until 2018 that this case was reinvigorated as additional information came to light related to this homicide. Specifically, Dwayne Davis's own admissions to his involvement in this homicide investigation that he provided to numerous different media outlets. In our section, we knew at this time that this was likely our last time to take a run at this case to successfully solve this case and bring forth a criminal charge. It was at that time that this case was assigned to Cliff Mogg, a detective within my homicide section. And over the last 5 years, my section worked closely hand in hand with the Clark County District Attorney's Office and followed a systematic investigative plan over the last 5 years. We've conducted countless interviews and corroborated numerous facts that were not only consistent with the crime scene on the night of the incident, but also corroborated and were consistent with the sequence of events that night. This ultimately led to us procuring a search warrant which was executed at Mr. Davis's residence in Henderson, Nevada. And following the execution of that search warrant, in close coordination with the District Attorney's Office, this case was presented to the grand jury, which ultimately led to Davis being indicted on charges of murder. Before I hand it off to the District Attorney's Office, I would be remiss if I didn't thank Detective Mogg and all the other detectives that were not only assigned this case and reviewed this case, but all the other detectives from other agencies that assisted us in this investigation. They know who they are, and thank you very much for all the assistance you provided. It does not go unnoticed. And lastly, one of the most important things, in my opinion, is we need to make this be a reminder that the charge of murder does not have a statute of limitations. This agency has been and is invested in solving our cold case homicides so that we can bring closure to those families and justice for those victims of homicide. And with that, I will turn it over to the Clark County District Attorney, Steeples.
Thank you, Lieutenant Johansson. I appreciate it. Good afternoon. I am the Las Vegas Clark County District Attorney Steve Wolfson. It has often been said, justice delayed is justice denied. It's a quote we hear often and for many, many years when talking about our legal system, but not in this case. Today, justice will be served in the murder of Tupac Shakur. I'd like to acknowledge the relentless work of the many Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department homicide detectives. We've mentioned Detective Cliff Mogg many times, and we can't mention his name enough. He is the detective, along with his colleagues, that brought this case here today to you. A Clark County grand jury has indicted Dwayne Keefe Davis with one count of open murder with use of a deadly weapon with a gang enhancement. Davis will appear for a hearing to determine his custody status and to set a jury trial date. This grand jury has been receiving evidence for months and has determined there is sufficient evidence to justify the filing of this criminal indictment. I've assigned two of my top prosecutors, Mark DiGiacomo and Banu Palal, to prosecute this case. Yep. I know a lot of people have been watching and waiting for this day. Tupac Shakur is a music legend, and for a long time, this community and worldwide have been wanting justice for Tupac. Today, we are taking that first step. Tupac was actually quoted as saying, "Death is not the greatest loss in life. The greatest loss is what dies inside while still alive. Never surrender." Well, we didn't surrender thanks to the great work of the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department under the leadership of Sheriff Kevin McMahill, Lieutenant Johansson, retired Detective Cliff Maud. I am proud to announce the return of this document. This is the indictment we've been waiting almost 3 decades for. It spells out the facts and circumstances and what justifies a Clark County grand jury in returning an indictment. Justice will be served. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. I just like to say that the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department homicide section year over year solves over 90% of the homicides that occur in our jurisdiction. You won't find that anywhere else in the United States. For those family members that have lost somebody that we haven't solved that case, I want you to know, just like in this case, we're not going to give up. I also say to you that as we begin, we're going to take a couple of questions. I want you to remember in your questioning that this investigation, subsequent arrest, and now indictment is only the beginning of the process. And we are committed and invested in ensuring a successful prosecution as we move forward. So with that, we'll take any questions that you might have.
Y'all give a minute's mind.
Have you been in touch with the Core family, everyone related to today? And if so, can you characterize what they told you?
The family has reached out to my office. I imagine also to Metro. We've been in communication with them. We understand that they are welcoming this news. They are pleased with this news, and they are certainly aware of the return of this indictment.
Do you anticipate them being at court for arraignment of Mr. Davis?
I don't think they'll be at the arraignment. I mean, that's a relatively short hearing, but I know that they'll be involved. I know that they'll want to be apprised of what
we have his bed
on a frequent basis.
So back, can you talk about any of the statements that you made that
ain't got no federal immunity? State court, shut up, idiots.
Jason, what else?
I'm not arguing with you.
Not any particular statements, but maybe he can address that quote.
Big Frank should be what?
What I'll say is there's a lot that's going to come out when it comes time for trial. But
Big Frank is trying to muddy up the case too.
Dude, stop, Reggie. We gotta hear it.
With the evidence that we have on the scene that we've obtained through our investigation, I'll leave it at that.
All right, we've been listening to Las Vegas police.
Okay, go for it, Reggie.
Yes,
Okay.
Arguing with people in the comments.
But anyway, yeah. Tired of idiots now. I don't want to talk shit to all you idiots. All you motherfuckers now that got shit to say about this person and that person and all that. Fuck y'all. Fuck y'all. This shit is over with for me. This Tupac stuff. It's done. It's done. Y'all got the person who did it. I've been telling y'all this. Our first murder rap and everybody been telling y'all the truth. So any of you people that got conspiracy stuff, y'all go eat a dick. Y'all will not get a question answered from me again. If you got something to say about what happened, and on positive stuff or other things, fine. But if y'all don't want to believe this, and y'all, it's bigger than this, it's this, all these 3 white men that's on this channel right there are crooked and dirty and all of that, man, y'all get out of here with that. Don't want to agree with y'all. Y'all don't need to be over here. Really, y'all need to go to the Snitch Joke channel, Carpethead. Go to their channels. Please don't come over here with all of that negative stuff. We've been putting up with this too long. We've been telling y'all. It ain't a word that those men didn't say on there that I ain't been telling y'all since I came on YouTube. Greg Cadians and them ain't told y'all on YouTube. But y'all let all these people make all this motherfucking money and you build their channels and do stuff on this off of shit that was commonly known and everybody been knowing. And you know, and we sit up here and let all of y'all just make a mockery of us, making stupid statements because you're trying to get a laugh. This is people's family and lives and people that, man, this shit, Daddy got me in tears hearing this shit. That this man family have to go through this. And then his silly ass daddy, I know his silly ass daddy gonna come up there still talking about he don't believe it and all of this. Man, shit is fucked up. It's fucked up. Y'all take over. Shit is fucked up.
What do you think about them saying that he's straight up charged with murder?
I mean,
well, that has to be the charge, John, because just like Slice was saying, if I go out to, come on, Reggie, you heard what they said. They charged him with murder. They didn't give him no accessory. Right. No accessory after the fact. They charged him with murder because he was in the car. They charged him with murder because of the things that he had said. Mm-hmm. I passed the gun. I did this. I did that. He said it numerous times. So in 2018, they had to look at it. Wow, this motherfucker is straight saying he did it.
Excuse me 1 second, Jane. Ed Potts, whoever that got a moderate wrench on y'all, all of these motherfuckers that saying negative shit, Reggie next, this is false, get rid of the ass. This is not the day, the channel for this today. It's not the channel for today. This is a good day for people that care about justice for Tupac. This is what this channel is about. There's other channels out here that don't agree with this. And don't go to their channel, please.
Because trust me, those channels will be flip-flopping tonight to try to justify how they can still talk.
Please go to their channel. Get off of this. These are people over here. There's 80% of people over here that cares about this shit. We're not celebrating a black man going to prison. That's not what I'm doing. This is a man that been doing what he's doing, talking about what he's doing, bragging about it, obviously didn't care. And so all you that don't believe conspiracy stuff, please leave, y'all. Or moderators, if you got a wrench, please block them. Please, for me. Because this is not the day, this is not the chat for it. We don't need it. Please. Thank you. I'm sorry, Jess. Go ahead.
No, I mean, you're right. I mean, at some point, this shit got to stop.
Yeah.
At some point, we got to take accountability of what the fuck we do and how we do it. He put himself in a situation. I can't stress that enough. 5 years ago, and I guess that's when it started, he started telling the story. I mean, you're giving these people what they want. And it happened. So I don't want to see him, he got family too. You know what I'm saying? And I only say that because I've lived a reckless life. And you saying all the families, man, Reggie, it wasn't until Alton and I seen how my mother and them took it, it affected me. So I know what they're going through. You know, we live life and we ain't paying attention to it. But you just heard it out of their mouth. They trying to clean the shit up a little bit, because if you knew all what you knew then, why would it take all this time? Were you waiting for this man to slip? And y'all allowed him to continue running his mouth. I can't say that's not their job. They're supposed to do that. They're supposed to do that. And he was aware of that. But, I mean, you know, that's some cold shit right there. And the gang enhancement, and Las Vegas ain't letting him out of jail.
No.
They not letting him out of jail. They just made it clear that this is about the families and he ain't going no motherfucking where. So, I mean, the gig is up. Yeah. The gig is up. Is people going to be satisfied now that they found somebody to convict? Yeah, they're going to be satisfied. The people in Las Vegas, all the people that love Tupac is satisfied. They not thinking about nothing else but about time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, it's interesting that they said that the Tupac family was happy to hear from them about this.
Yeah, that's the sister, probably Donald David, the attorney. I'm trying to get Donald David on. I'm trying to get him on. Man, Donald David been talking.
Okay.
who's Seth's attorney. I hate that I keep tapping at the daddy, but y'all watch.
I don't know if they'll let him be the spokesperson, just based off
He gonna insert himself, and then other people gonna go at him.
Gotcha.
He's a government. He hates the government. He hates law enforcement. It's just not the person.
Yeah.
He's not the person,
Hopefully his sister is the one who steps up, speaks up,
Well, we hear them talk about gang shit. This was some gang.
I would love to hear Yasmin, what she got to say. Yasmin,
Thank you, Miss Sunshine, for that super chat.
Yeah, thanks, Sunshine. I'm sorry for losing it, y'all. It bothers me to see most of the comments that after that man talking and hearing all of that, people were still talking about negative stuff, and I was like, not the time for that. People should be, not rejoicing. I mean, okay, Keefe got family, he got a wife, he got a son, and all of that.
But Tupac had family too, and they never saw justice off of this.
Exactly. And he have time to repent. He still got time. Yeah. But I don't know. Man, I appreciate all you guys that's on the chat. This is a day that I've been saying that's going to come. It's not like I'm joyful or because it's truthful. I'm joyful because, well, number one, I'll be honest, to some regular people, normal people, it should clear my name. I'll be honest. I hate that. Y'all never hear me. I'll keep saying it again. Y'all throw jabs and taps at me all day about Biggie. I don't care. I'm not a murderer. I don't like being accused of being a murderer or something like that. But I didn't know Biggie, so it don't bother me. I didn't know him. I only know him like y'all. Know most of the people that y'all. It's through their music or through other people talking about him. But Tupac, it bothered me. It really bothered me because, number one, I was in charge of security. I do have some liability, some neglect. Not the way y'all think it is, but I did have some influence that I could have maybe snatched them and said, come on, we need to calm down. Yeah.
I don't think you could have.
I could have said, calm down, we need to calm down. Yeah. I think I could have said, hey, we need to calm down. I mean, I'll be honest, James. If they would have called us while we was at the club and said, like Suge says, or something, he called or he had 5 of the toughest guys and all of that. If they would have called me, I mean, if Suge would have called and said that, I would have sent them, of course. But that's a lie. That's just an outright lie. But I'm just saying, if Frank, I always give Frank a bad rap for saying, Frank, why you didn't call me, why you didn't tell me what had happened? If Frank would have called me and told me that what had happened, I talked to my dad about that the other day. I don't know if I would have been smart enough to say, hey, let me get some guys over there. Let's go a different route. Let's not be so high profile. Let's do this, let's do that.
But the fights
no one, like you were about to say, James, they wouldn't have allowed me to. But two, and more importantly, I don't think I would have been wise enough that day, today, yes. But in 1996, to say, hey, let's do it this way.
Yeah. But it's not like somebody would have called you, Reggie, and said, hey, we just beat up Orlando Anderson from the South Side. We're going to head your way soon. You know what I mean? They just knew they got in a fight with somebody. Did they know that who it was?
Exactly. Which was common.
Exactly. That's my point. The fights are common.
We always were in the fights or a gunplay. All right.
That wasn't common. It wasn't common because it wasn't Tupac fight, Reggie. It wasn't his motherfucking fight.
Well, I'm just saying,
that was
I would have took it, but Jay, I would have took it as the people. Everybody is what I'm saying. I would have just took it as the entourage, Suge now. It would have been said Suge now. That's what it would have been said. Like everybody wants to say Tupac and them. It would have been said Suge and them just got into it with some guys that they just jumped a bunch of guys. I'd be like, all right, okay, and would have thought nothing of it. I would have thought nothing of it.
And to be honest, let's be honest, Reggie. If you would have sent, let's say Suge did call you, and you sent 5 bodyguards. The only thing different that would have happened is if 2 bodyguards were in the back seat of Suge's car, which he would have never allowed, they would have gotten shot too.
They would not have been in the car. They would have been in entourage, just like the 2 best guys that did what they did would have been the 2 that I would have expected to did what they did.
Yeah.
For something that happened like that.
What 2 is that? The ones that were standing up, they shot Tupac?
No. One's still alive, so I shouldn't say that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I should have said that. Okay. But those would have been the 2 that I would have expected to did it. And maybe the youngster.
Right.
Yeah.
But nothing would have stopped what happening.
No, it wouldn't happen. I couldn't have stopped it, Reggie. Shit.
Well,
we couldn't stop it when it happened to JFK. Huh?
Now, this is totally different. Now,
okay.
I tell everybody, it shouldn't have happened that way. Tupac didn't have no business in that circle conducting business like that. It's you and Suge should have been, come on, let me get Tupac out of here.
But he was so hot-headed, he just took off, right, Reggie?
Yeah, he just took off. It happened so quick. They couldn't have stopped that. They couldn't have stopped. What Tupac did, it happened so quick.
And you can kind of tell, James, on the footage, on the security footage, you can see Tupac move to the left right after he hit Orlando. It takes a good maybe like 1 to 2 seconds for the rest of the entourage to catch up and then start beating on Orlando. So they were right behind Tupac. They were trailing him. So they maybe were trying to stop him, but they couldn't.
Read what Miss Sunshine said right quick, John.
Okay. Sorry about that. Miss Sunshine, thank you for that super chat. Let me scroll up.
I think it's again.
Today is my innocent son's birthday who was murdered at 19 in 2008. Sorry to hear that. Today is a great day.
Good. You get to think about this day and a good day and a bad day.
Well,
they got the footage right now when they raided the house. I don't know if that's the first time or what, but they just had the footage. Channel 5, any of y'all in LA, or y'all can go on LA News. KTL is doing a good report on this right now. On that incident. I ain't trying to get the people away from us. Yeah. I'm just trying to be informative.
Yeah.
But they just
TPD.
They got his face on now. They got when he was on BET. KTLA is doing a good job. If y'all KTLA Channel 5, if y'all get a chance to go to that YouTube, get that on YouTube. They doing big reports on that right now. I told y'all at 12:30 today there's gonna be breaking news. So if y'all, the people that just tuned in, if y'all been in the whole time, I appreciate y'all. I know a lot of y'all had to go in and out, and I appreciate y'all really giving us this 3.5 hours. But we told y'all at 12:30 it was gonna be a news conference, which it was. Just like we've been saying from the beginning, we've been telling y'all what was going on with this investigation. The Biggie one, I won't talk about, but it's not my business. But this Tupac one, we're gonna talk about, and we're not gonna tolerate any of y'all BS today. Y'all can come back tomorrow with the BS today, but not today. So yeah,
people got a lot to say, Reg, and gonna have a lot to say.
Oh man, I can imagine. I'm sure. What you think, John? Is any of the other anti Tupac channels up right now? Not that we're promoting. I'm just wondering.
Sorry, I ran to the other room. What was that?
I'm sorry. I was just wondering if Carpet Head had guts enough to come on, or.
I'm sure he will, and I'm sure they'll spin it by saying, "Oh, we'll wait and see what happens with the trial," or they'll change their tune and say like, "Oh, this is a great thing."
Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna go on. Hold on.
Okay. But yeah, in a perfect world, James, this should end all the bullshit as far as he's alive or he, this person set him up or that person set him up. Especially if he gets convicted. If he gets convicted, for sure, all that stuff should die down. But it won't. It won't.
Well, it should.
It should.
And it should have died down a long time ago, John.
I agree.
But
I agree.
People find a way to put their own narrative to shit, and they making money off of it.
Yeah.
They making money off of it. And
hey, Bomb First family, you know, today is the day where I just bring in all our friends. I'll tell you, Reggie Wright talked to everybody and cool with everybody on the YouTube channel. James is on the phone right now, and I know he knows that I still deal with this person. But he just wants to say what's up, and so I'm gonna let him say. James can go mute for a minute, or if James want to talk, they can talk. But I got Street TV. He just wants to call and give us Bomb First shout out and talk about what happened today. And so I got Alex Alonso on the phone. Yep.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I just happened to call Reggie just on my regular thing. I didn't even know you was live right now because I was watching the Las Vegas, Nevada live press conference, which just finished a few minutes ago.
Yeah, just finished. KTLA out there been doing a great job with it on Channel 5. Yep.
Oh, okay. And I've been getting calls. I'm about to do a NPR interview. And hey, here I got a question for you, Reg.
Oh, yeah.
When I was listening to the press conference, I heard the lieutenant say that they opened up this investigation in 2018.
I talked about it. I told y'all about it in 2018.
Yeah, but his book wasn't published until 2019, if I'm correct.
No, I think I don't know, but
that might be true. But I think his first appearance, Reggie, on that BET thing was 2018.
Oh, the BET thing, the Chronic. Okay,
and then
right,
he
John.
did the book about a year later.
Yeah, and also that's right. But there's this guy named Mike Dorsey, James. I'm not James. Alex. If you can research, his name is Mike Dorsey for Murder Rap. He did a petition, in about 2018, asking them to open the investigation. And
under what grounds?
Of his interview that he did, because he was the one that was helping questioning and giving the guy on BET Chronicles the questions to ask Keefe Deep when he came out on that particular program.
Okay, so there's a 2018 interview that really got the ball rolling.
Yes, correct. That's the one with BET Chronicles.
I'm gonna have to go back and check that out.
That's when he's in that blue suit. You remember when he got the tie on? When he in that blue suit?
Hey, yeah. That's when he was looking pretty good. He was looking healthy. He doesn't look the same, but yeah, he looked good in that interview. Yeah, I remember that one now.
Yeah.
Hey, do you remember that? I would have been the first one to do that interview with him after the book, but I didn't want to pay him no money. And then Vlad ended up doing it.
Well, to be honest, none of y'all keeping it real, but I don't keep it real now. Reggie Wright is the first one that had him. Before his book even came out, they got his number. Well, I know you reviewed the book, but I did a live stream when I used to do live streams, and me and John did we did with the comments. What you call it, John? We asked the community, do they want to raise $1,500? I think he wanted $1,500, $1,000.
We did like a poll,
a vote.
Yeah.
And most of our people said no, and so I let it out. I said, well, if anybody wants to pay $500 or $1,000, y'all can ask the questions because I just can't do it. I said I'll just let you and John and that person do it. And a couple of people wanted to do it, and then I just said, you know what, I can't do it. And so that's when I passed the number to Vlad, I passed the number to Cam Capone, and I passed the number to the Gangster Chronicles, Norman Steele, and that's when him and James was talking to him. When they were talking about doing something with it, James and Norman actually met with him and was going to do something. And then I passed the number to then my boy Art. But I don't remember any conversation with you other than I remember you was talking about doing a report or doing something about his book.
No, you passed the number to me too. And
yeah, I did too. Yeah.
But I said I'm not paying the guy. The guy wanted
exactly.
to pay.
You wasn't. Yeah, you was definitely against paying. You have always. That's one thing I say about you. Have always been against paying for guests. Yes.
We could have through you. I believe I could have broke the Keefe D interview before Vlad and everyone else that.
Oh, I'm telling you, I passed the interview to Vlad. I passed it to him.
Yeah, you did pass it.
Yeah.
And he was willing to pay. I believe he paid him either 5 racks or 7 racks.
I think it was 5. I know some that paid him 35. I know it paid 5. I know him and James was going to do something, and I think they were going to pay both of them together 35 or 5. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was around the time where Vlad was denying that he was paying for interviews in like the 2017.
Yeah, you said that. I don't think I think he just didn't answer your question.
No. When I answered the question, he just kind of danced around it. But
Yeah,
he's on the record in 2017 or 2018 saying, I do not pay for interviews. So when we had him on the Gangster Chronicles, everyone was like, oh, shoot. We could tell he pays for interviews now.
Well, because you put him on blast after you messed up my relationship with him for a minute.
Hey, man, we need to know when people are being paid for interviews. That's what journalism is all about. If you're getting paid for an interview...
Well, he had got paid to go on Ben Crump. He had got paid to go on... he had got paid to go on with Shirley, with Stephanie Fredericks. He had got paid to go on BET Chronicles. And I know that because I got paid to go on them. So I know he got paid to go on them.
Yeah, well, I remember that time when we was doing the Gangster Chronicles. I think he was already incarcerated. It was just me and James and Greg Kading, and I believe Keefe D pulled up that night on us.
I know Greg. I know James and Nora had conversations when they were talking about doing it, and then something happened because James knows his son, have a relationship with his son. Yeah.
Hey, when we did the podcast with Greg Kading that night, and I remember Greg saying, I need to hurry up and leave. I want to get out of here before Keefe D shows up.
Oh,
he
yeah.
He knew Keefe D was about to pull up, and I guess him and James had something going on. I didn't know anything about it because when you watch the interview with me, James, and Keefe D, James.
Oh, y'all did interview him. I didn't know y'all did do the interview.
No, I never interviewed Keefe D. No.
I thought James.
James said, "Well, maybe he could speak." Is James on the phone?
Yeah, I don't think he want to talk to you right now.
You could probably get him to talk about when the day Greg Kading came to the Gangster Chronicles. Keefe D was coming up there that same night, but Greg wanted to make sure he was in and out before Keefe D came up there.
Hello. Yeah, sorry.
Did you hear me?
Yeah.
No, I went away for a minute. Yeah. So anyway, well, Alex, man, I don't want to be disrespectful to James. He's been quiet on me right now, so I got to get back to hell. I appreciate you tapping in with me, buddy. And as usual, I appreciate you, tapping in with your boy.
All right, man. Hey, Bomb First family, thanks for listening, and we'll touch down again.
Thanks, Alex.
All righty.
All right, y'all.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Did James hang up on us? Let me see.
No, James ain't hung up on you.
No, James.
Oh, okay.
James might be mad
to
putting him on the phone like that, Reggie.
No, James, to be honest, in fairness to James has asked me to get him on the phone, and he has asked me to get Norman on the phone. And neither one of them will ever get on the phone. That was the first time that they were willing to do. So James was willing to get on the phone with both of these people. And James is one of those that will talk to anybody and be like, what's up? You know, and work it out.
Yeah.
I don't know how the conversation going to go, but he was.
Well, you knew how the last one went.
Yeah, you're right.
You knew how the last one went. And after telling him it wouldn't be a good idea for you to see me and shake my hand, that ain't going to happen.
Yeah.
So I don't need to conversate or nothing. Man, we not friends.
Yeah.
We not friends. So I have no, man, please. Me and you will talk tomorrow when I pick you up. Putting me on the motherfucking phone.
I told you to be quiet. I told you before he did it. I told you what I was doing before I did it.
Yeah, and this is your show, so
I respect how you played it. You played it right, Jay. You played it right. You ain't do nothing wrong. But it ain't like I ain't telling you that I don't still communicate with him. You know I have never did that either.
No, I have no problem with that part. I have no problem with that. Yeah. I didn't say shit. There's no need to mention me. There's no need for me to conversate or piggyback off of anything that brother said. I don't deal with
you. You played it right. I can't say anything about how you played it.
Yeah.
I mean, I would love, you know me, the times that I've got you on the phone, I was trying to be the mediator there. But, it didn't go the way we wanted it to go. Yeah.
Well, if that brother would have called me and talk.
And in fairness, he was just calling me to say, "Have you heard the news?" And I'm like,
"We've been
talking about this shit for 3.5 hours on a live stream." He's like, "Oh, okay."
Okay.
Yeah. That's how it went. Yeah. What else? Goddamn.
I'm what you calling right now, but that's damn. It's all good.
Okay, we'll deal with it. Okay. Puffy is going to get paid in karma. Yeah. Unfortunately, that might be the only way that Puffy going to have any justice. Hopefully, y'all, I'm going to be pushing Reggie Wright. I'm going to tell y'all, Reggie Wright going to be pushing for Suge Knight and for Tupac Estate to file a civil complaint against Puffy Combs. That's going to be my new mission. I'm going to call for that every chance I get. Yeah. I'm going to call for that every chance I get. I really think there's enough evidence for a civil court to possibly hold Puffy Combs responsible. What y'all think on that?
Man, honestly, everybody play a part in something. Everybody got to be accountable. And the way Keefe is talking and saying and implicated him from the beginning. And you heard that police. This is just the beginning.
Yeah.
This is just the fucking beginning. So they looking into all of it. Now just think, and this is what they thinking. If we can get this motherfucker, that'll be huge.
Oh, yeah.
If I was Puffy, I'd be sweating right now. I'd be sweating. Period. And shit happens. If they don't go pick up Bond or look into his
well, Bond's different. He no longer, he's dead now. He died.
Oh, well, man, that's it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you know, this shit would have been over a long time ago if man.
Listen to this.
Sorry
to interrupt, James.
What you call it,
Reggie, I know we haven't seen it because we've been on this live stream, but Art posted a video of Gene Deal today, and the title is Keefe D didn't kill Tupac. Tupac and Biggie were killed by the people that worked for Death Row.
He back on that again? But the other day he was arguing about Big Dre.
I know.
Damn.
I don't understand it. I don't. And this is no criticism to Art at all, because he asks questions, he gets the answers, and he posts them. I don't blame that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I don't understand how anybody can take Gene Deal seriously when he continues to change who he says took out Tupac. First it was Death Row, then it was LAPD, then it was Big Dre, and then it was Orlando, and then it was, I don't know. I just thought that was interesting.
Now they're going to Delta down.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It might be bipolar.
I don't know. I think it's just out of content. You just need something to talk about.
But you don't get caught in a lie. You just say the same shit over.
I agree.
You don't contradict yourself. You know, sometimes you may even forget. Lies is hard to remember. I'll be honest. Lies is hard to remember.
Shit. That is a fact.
But my point is, he just told his lie less than a week ago.
Yeah.
I don't forget a lie that I told a week ago.
Yeah, but everybody, you know, Gene's reputation with the viewers is he never changes the story, but I think they're starting to see now that he changes the story a lot on the Tupac thing. I don't know about the Biggie, but on the Tupac thing.
Hey, Reggie, are you taking a shot at Gene? Yes, I'm taking a shot at Gene. I'm saying he's a fucking liar. I'm saying he's changing his story. Yeah. Yes, I'm taking a shot at him. Yes, I'm not. No, that ain't taking a shot. That's calling a ball, a strike, a strike. I mean, I'm not making up shit. He did an interview one day in the last 3 weeks saying that Big Dre, he argued every day about the light-skinned arm and the dark-skinned arm. Y'all remember that? This next day, an interview, the same shirt, same segment, he said LAPD did it. Right?
Right.
The next day, he goes and says,
Dre did it.
Who?
Dre? Big Dre, right?
Big Dre.
Yeah.
Well, that was the one with the dark arm and the light skin arm.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
And then, oh man,
I just know he said LAPD did it. He said Death Row did it, and then he said Orlando Anderson did it, and then he said Big Dre did it.
Yeah.
Well, one thing, Biggie's situation, I think he can elaborate on that. I think Tupac,
for sure.
He was nowhere around with Tupac.
Yeah.
Now, fuck what everybody is saying. You got to listen to what everybody knows. And I think you're piggybacking off of that. But other than that, I wouldn't even talk about the Tupac shit if I wasn't there. If I'm
that's all I keep asking.
Yeah.
That's all I ever said about the brother.
Yeah.
That's all I ever said. That's all. Somebody said, Vlad, okay, I know a lot of y'all been on and probably wasn't on at the beginning. I said the reason that John, and I agree with and concurred with when he told me how this interview went with Vlad, allowed Vlad to say that he
solved the case.
He solved the case. It's because I really do believe, I mean, Alex Street, my boy Street T, got 350 subs. I know Art got almost 470,000 subs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Bumpers got 100,000 subs. But Vlad has almost 6 million subs. And I really do believe that Vegas Police Department saw that particular interview. Matter of fact, I don't say it. I know Vegas saw that particular interview that they did.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what made them decide to pick up the case. Even though Alex Street Team did a great job of pointing out that about the 2018 versus, you know, when the book came out.
Mm-hmm.
But
Vlad brought the widespread exposure to it.
Correct.
But he made a big point. I mean, a valid point when he said when the book came out, opposed to.
No, Alex, he was 100% correct with that. But then, as John brought up about the Death Row Chronicles, and then I brought up, because I remembered at that time, about what Mike Dorsey did for Murder Rap.
Yeah. But back to the Vlad thing, it's another example of why Vlad is accurate is if you go on TMZ right now, the article that talks about how Keefe D just got arrested, it includes the interview from Vlad.
Yeah.
That's like the go-to for the press. So.
Yeah. And y'all know this is all we talk about. We get blamed for talking about this case, you know, over too much, but we don't have the exposure.
Right.
That's like something being on. Why do y'all think right now CBS is rerunning my show, Yellowstones? Yellowstone did a great job on whatever network it was on. I don't even know the name of the network.
I think it was on Paramount Network, Paramount Plus or something
Network
like that.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
It's fucking breaking numbers right now on CBS. Something that's been on TV. Doing number.
Was it on TV before though, or was it on the app? I thought it was exclusive to the app.
No, it was always on like an app or something.
Gotcha.
No, it might have been on FX or something like that.
Okay. But this is the first time it's been on a local channel, right? Your CBS, ABC, NBC's, your free channels basically.
Yeah.
I wonder if that has something to do. I don't know.
Yeah, it was something. It was a small network. I mean, it wasn't big as CBS or ABC or Fox.
Yeah.
You know how to say that. Yeah. When stuff came on shows like that, you get big numbers. Yeah. So, man, I know we done had y'all on for about 3.5 hours. Man, I'm just here because it's a day. It's a day, you know. It's a day.
It's a day you said we're coming for over a year, Reggie. You should be proud of that. Because when everybody else said Reggie's full of shit, Reggie's clickbaiting, Reggie doesn't know what he's talking about, you stayed to it. You stuck to it.
They all promised. I heard two channels say they take my challenge of not posting anything for 2 weeks.
Yep.
I bet you they don't live up to their word. But do y'all expect a snitch to be a man of his word? Do y'all really expect a snitch to be a man of his word? I wonder what that dude to be walking around his mama house. I wonder what he got to say today. I saw a meth head, an ex-meth head, and a dude with a carpet on his head set up and said I was a liar, I was no good, it would never happen.
Yeah. Watch him backtrack now.
Huh?
Just watch him backtrack now. Come up with some other reason.
Oh, they go. Yeah. But anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So, so we had, for those of y'all that go back and listen to the live stream for us, we had Alex Alonso on. We had, of course, James McDonald. We had my boy Slight.
Yeah. And
we had the Hood Postman, Professor Melly Mail on. And then we also played the audio of the news from KTLA, which is a Channel 5, a local news station out here. Somebody got James, turn your TV down a little bit.
No, that's my car.
Oh, you got the car? Oh, okay.
Now.
Okay. Yeah, so
school.
So we played all of that, and we appreciate y'all being with us. Man, I don't want to end, but I know we should.
Yeah.
But I guess we just pour our one for Tupac, right? Yeah, finally could say he on his way to from Justin. Here we got another caller calling in. Let me see if he's got something good to say. Hold on.
Okay.
Let me see.
Never gonna happen. Let's see. All the people that did super chats in the last 30 minutes or so, I appreciate that. We all appreciate that. Let me see the last ones. El Topo, thank you. Let's see who else we got. Some of the other ones.
Yeah, that was a caller.
Okay.
Elder's a caller.
Okay.
But anyway, so let me type this right quick. Go ahead and talk for a minute, John.
Okay. We'll try to get a comment from Greg Kadings later, maybe.
Let's call him right quick so we won't have to do another one.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, for my favorite. Let me call him right quick.
Okay.
I'm sure he getting blowed up right now. You know, Greg on TMZ and all that, but let's get him before all the big boys get him.
Yeah.
Oh, my boy Nick Nunn. I forgot about Nick Nunn from Australia, Australian connection. Hold on, let's try to get Greg. Hey, baby. Hey, baby. Go ahead, John.
If Alex ever wanted to talk, you know, my phone is open.
We can make it. I hadn't reached out. It's been a minute since I tried to record. You know, the one we've been trying to call. But let me call Greg, and then if not, we'll talk about that subject. Hold on.
Okay.
No, he may call back. All right, hold
on. Somebody said, let me see. Demigod said, I never heard Snoop speak on Keefe D. I bet he's hounded with questions about him now. I think they asked Corrupt about that, and Corrupt said irrelevant and asked the question to be skipped. So I don't think they speak on that.
Hollywood Greg, he sent me the mute. He must be doing a big interview. I'll blow him up now. I'll make you talk to us right quick. Hold on.
He's gonna keep sending He's gonna keep sending a voicemail, especially if he's doing an interview. Let's see.
Well, you know everybody gonna be talking to him.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And especially reaching out to him.
Yeah.
What do you?
Hey y'all. Told y'all. Hold on, John. I told y'all my boy Greg Kadings be on the phone. I just wanted to give him a prop right quick. You on the phone with John and James, but y'all know he about to go Hollywood. You know everybody, all the big kids calling me.
Hey, Reg. Before y'all go in, I got a question for Greg. Greg, you don't talk to your boy no more?
Oh, goddamn, Greg.
Man. James right off the bat's going to make me start feeling guilty. Oh, my God.
He act like he ain't got no phone. He act like he can't get no phone.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, like they don't got a phone.
I think you can't call White, you ain't call them.
Because I got a new phone, and I've been telling you to send me his number for over a year.
Oh, he gonna bring it over here.
Man, I've been trying to call and I never get through because you got a new number and you didn't tell me.
So, Greg, breaking news. I'll do both of y'all on a three-way text in a minute. Greg, what's the breaking news, man? You got any good info we haven't heard?
It's just he's going to be facing conspiracy to commit murder. He's going to be looking at, probably what in his case will be a life sentence. So he's going to be where he needs to be, man.
Okay, well, we're gonna try to set up something with me, you, Mike Dorsey, and John, where we can do a short version where we can get a victory dance and we can talk on this subject a little later as we know more. And
appreciate that.
I want to set it up. But Bomb First community, you have a big community over here. This is a pro-Greg Kading's community over here. And we just want to tell you congratulations, man. Even though we let Vlad take the victory dance on our channel, like I said, Vlad brought exposure to your work that was done in 2012. And I think that's a fair assessment.
I appreciate that, Reg. Good looking out. I do appreciate it. Yeah, let's get together. We'll talk more. And then James, I love you, dude.
What'd you say?
I love you.
He wants you to say it twice. You know, James.
No, I didn't hear. I can't hear, Reg. I'm in the car.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Pass the message on for me, man.
Yeah. Okay. Appreciate you,
All
Greg.
All right, brother. Thanks. Bye.
What'd he say, Reg?
He said he love you, nigga.
Oh, I'm in the car picking up my.
I know. I'm messing with you. Okay, I'm messing with you. I thought you just wanted to hear the niggas. A man say he love you twice.
No, I didn't hear it.
Oh, okay.
But I appreciate Greg. Greg helped me a lot, man.
Exactly, I agree.
You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate him.
Greg is the one that James went out there. He got to see another part of life that I never experienced, and that he probably would have never experienced if it wasn't for Greg and Nick Nah from Australia. And that's what he means by you appreciate him.
Man, I went out there with 100 T-shirts, and his wife Donna and their son. Basically, while I'm doing the interview, they were selling the shit out them shirts. I think the last 3 shirts I gave away, they helped me big time, and I didn't even know them. You know what I'm saying?
One thing I remember, you came back speaking highly. I'm her Facebook friend, but you came back speaking highly of Greg's wife, and she is
100.
Yeah.
You know, our last few days in Australia, I went and stayed with them. I had my own room. We walked the beach. We talked. We did everything.
Yeah.
And they treated me like I was one of theirs, man. And that was rare.
Yeah.
That was rare. So, man, I always...
You know, we say that because we're not exposed to white people like that a lot, but there's a lot of good white folks out there. And just like there's a lot of good black folks and all of that. On this YouTube, the one thing it teaches me that we do meet a lot of different people, man. Just people, and that's the good thing about this YouTube. A lot of people that we wouldn't been exposed to, it makes us get exposed to. And that is what I'm all about it. Yeah.
Right.
That's what, yep.
So you definitely got to slide me his number so I can...
No, I do. I didn't know y'all didn't have each other's number. I'll be honest.
No, I got another phone, and I lost all contacts, everything.
Okay. Okay.
And, you know,
yeah.
I've been wanting to call them and see how they're doing, but I see Donna on Facebook, and I comment on some of her stuff or whatever, but I've never exchanged my number.
Yeah. Okay, well, man, Bomb First family, we've been on now going on 3 hours and 55 minutes, almost 4 hours. I feel like Snitch joke right now with his 6 hours live stream. So this was a day, a throwback. We used to do these. Y'all remember when we used to do these? We'll try to get John on again. But maybe y'all go back and look at some of the interviews. We'll maybe talking about PPD. And y'all see I wasn't such a bad guy. I wasn't so off. I was really kind of warning him in my own way to shut up. And and he didn't listen. And man, we will try to come back with y'all when John got some more time later on, and maybe have Greg and Mike Dorsey once we get more information. If we get any more breaking news,
man, we need to go to work, Reggie.
Huh?
We need to get to work.
Oh, John, I swear to God, John told me yesterday or the day before that, call James and ask him, can we take something Friday night?
Yeah.
Yep. I might have done wore him out now, but that definitely was the plan. He definitely was trying to, I was supposed to call you yesterday. Matter of fact, I did call you yesterday.
I talked to you yesterday after we talked about when you got off and you called me back.
I told you I was going to let you know if I could do it. And I got to get permission from my warden. Ever since I've gotten in the doghouse, I got to get permission to do trips like that. But I think she trusts me again now. And so, or don't give a fuck.
Hey, you got to send me your hookup so I can be there in the morning.
Okay. I'll be calling you Charlie, bud. All right. Well, first, John, appreciate y'all. Everybody that gave us those super chats.
Yeah.
Appreciate y'all. I really appreciate if y'all go back and listen to the live stream at the beginning. We really talked a lot of bullshit toward the end, but I think we did a great job of breaking this news and putting out informative stuff at the beginning.
Right.
So,
all right,
y'all. John, once again, appreciate y'all.
Yep.
As soon as we hear any bail, if you got a bail or anything, we'll go online and try to figure that out, and we'll let y'all know. But those of y'all that want to raise money and bail the nigga out for whatever reason, I'll even give y'all information so y'all can shoot some money to his bitch ass. Maybe he can cheat some dental work while you're in there.
Man, I'll see you in the morning, man.
Call you later. God damn. Man, this COVID better not be coming back. But now I'm good. Well, first, and John.
Yep. Thanks, Reggie.
Respect. September the 29th, huh?
Yep.
Y'all, DM us if y'all got it. And all my Instagram people and all my friends, y'all can call me now. Because I swear, since we've been on this live, I done got at least 50 calls from people. And so, I got